Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to ESA Cup. My name is Bozo Max, and tonight I'm accompanied for the first time by Odium. Good evening.
Hello.
So yeah, Odium, of course, first time here on ESA. I'm very excited to cast with you. Some people here might recognize him from other competitions. He's been on R6. I think you've been maybe on Voltage, maybe. Uh,
Voltage.
there's a few other competitions where people might recognize you from. But today's going to be you and me, and we have a beautiful match coming up for us right today, which is going to be Solaire, or actually, I should actually say Solaire Ghost Army, because of course it was going to be Ghost Army, but Ghost Army has been picked up by the Solaire organization, so they are now officially called Solaire GA, which is of course is short for Ghost Army, and they're going to compete against CrownZero. So this is going to be a beautiful match today, Odium. I'm very excited for it. Of course, the Ghost Army team, I'll just call them like that for now, of course, came out as third from the qualifiers, where then CrownZero came out as 13th, if I'm saying that correctly. No, 14th. So there's a bit of a, they had a bit of a different performance within those qualifiers. But so far from the two matches that we have seen on Monday and Tuesday, we actually can see that those numbers don't really matter because the matches can still get very close anyway. But yeah, let's talk a bit more about the match, Odium. We can maybe take a look at the predictions to see to get a bit of an idea what we may expect of this match. Odium, what do we see on our screen right now?
Well, we're seeing overwhelming
Yeah,
predictions going
damn.
towards GA, at least from the viewers.
Yeah.
Almost three times as many. I've seen Ghost Army play before versus LDL. They
Mm-hmm.
didn't do that well versus LDL, I've got to say, but LDL is quite a strong team. They've just won RSX for the third time
Yeah.
in a row, I believe. So undefeated champions as so far. So it'll be interesting to see CrownZero play. I haven't seen them play yet.
Mm-hmm.
The community says they don't stand a chance. At least three
Yeah.
times as many votes means 3-0 on three maps, or at least 2-0. It's the best of three. But I'll be excited to say we've got my favorite map, Bank. We've got Clubhouse, which it's getting kind of boring, and I just hope it doesn't go to Border because I can't stand seeing another Border today.
Yeah.
I've seen three this week so far.
Yeah, here we can actually see it. Yeah, some people would have preferred to see Border being gone instead of Oregon, but I'm actually very happy that Oregon is gone. But I would love to see a bit of Lair. It almost happened until Ghost Army Solaire basically decided last moment to just throw it out just before the first picks were happening. So unfortunately, not seeing the new map yet. But Bank and Clubhouse are definitely two going to be some very good maps. And then, well, if it goes head to head, then we might see that decider Border, which you're not too excited, but I definitely am because I do actually like Border. Of course, to just quickly go back to the prediction, of course, we did see a quite high percentage for Ghost Army, which, of course, also understandable. They were the grand champions from the last season, so they have been showing us that they can do very well. And also, if we look back at the head to head history, these two teams did have a match back in ESA season 8 or 7, it might have been, where they had a BO1 between those two teams in March, and it was actually Ghost Army as victorious. Right now, we can actually see that the first match of today, or first map of today, I should say, is starting and loading up. It's going to be Bank, like you already said before. Just a quick tour around the map, and then we're going to head in over to the operator bands. And well, Odium, I'll actually give the word to you. Let's see what we get.
Bank predictions for operator bands is always relatively simple. They might go for a Maverick. They might go for an Ace because they're
Okay.
just good enough utility to attack the harder to attack sites like basement and up top. Thatcher's interesting to see,
Yeah.
especially since there's so many EMP grenades on the attacking side so far, as well as a Kali, which is very versatile. Um, we'll have to see if they do actually decide to ban Cade or if they leave the Cade ban for the attacking team themselves to make it easier to breach those hatches. What do you think?
Well, Veggie once used to be a very common ban. We don't see him that much anymore, but now he's back. Hibana would also have been a very common ban, or Monty, as we have seen over the past two streams. But it's now going to be followed by Nuck, again, an operator that used to be banned quite a lot, then reduced as they nerfed her. But now there's been a little buff where, well, actually, she can be a little bit better than before again. I'm actually very excited to see Nuck in action. We haven't seen, or I would be excited to see Nuck in action because we haven't seen her so far in the past 2 days. And unfortunately, we're not going to see her for this map either. This is then followed by Mira, very commonly played operator, but also commonly banned operator for that same reason. Just very strong. And well, again, we will not see her for this first map of today.
Yeah, going back to the neck ban is very interesting because especially on bank where intel's really, really important, we just see a vigil ban, just putting more strength into my statement. It's very easy to just sit under a cam with neck, not moving, and the
Yeah.
ability doesn't go down anymore. meaning it's great to just deceive defenders for a safe flank when somebody's actually sat on cams on the defense. Also, very good counter for Scopus. I don't know if are they still is she still quarantined in ESA?
No, no, she's actually released. We haven't seen her yet, unfortunately. At first, we were planning to quarantine her as well, but then, of course, the esports section of Ubisoft for Rainbow Six decided that they now trust her, that they are confident to actually release her into the game. So we did with ESA, but unfortunately, we just haven't seen her yet. But I
Yeah.
guess it's just a matter of time. Teams, of course, need to find a way to properly play her, how to fit her into strategies, and just in general get comfortable playing her. And then eventually, we will end up seeing them.
A very good pick on Bank Scopus, because lots of possibilities just to leave that shell on the other side of the map for a roam, or to just waste a lot of time, abandon your roamer, and come back to site when the push is happening. But susceptible to Nuck. If Nuck is patient enough, I've done it yesterday, just sit in front of a shell, wait for it to transform, and shoot it, because it won't see you standing there.
Mm-hmm.
Seen,
what?
Yeah. Seeing the defense, bottom stairs, Amaru taking office firsthand is interesting to see, because with the Heartbreach gadgets and the EMPs, we're going to be seeing 2 hatches only opening so far, with Thermite probably going for a dirt wall take, maybe taking CC hatch.
Yeah, it really seems like that the attackers are just going for a full clear, just making sure there's no roamers whatsoever. And it seems to be there's quite a few, at least 2 of them are being spotted, but first kill already comes out. It's Genzi, the Echo, actually losing his life very early on to the hands of Loki. A very valuable operator lost to the defense, because of course that Echo is going to be crucial towards the end of the rounds with his yokai drones, where he can disrupt the plants and just slow down the attackers in general. And with him gone, that's going to be very unfortunate. Of course, the utility is still there. They can still use those cameras to gather information, or those drones, I should say. Those can unfortunately no longer be controlled.
Yeah, it's a really important pick, but that's what you get for reinforcing hatches so late. And we see a default smoke on blue stairs. It's going to be interesting if he's going to get droned and flashed out of those stairs, or it's actually going to work out for him. I haven't seen that work for actual years at this point.
With almost the first half bit of this round now expiring or passing by, still 4 versus 5 attackers have gained quite a bit of control. I believe every single defender has now rotated back to the downstairs or to the basement, leaving the attackers now with full control over the top floor. First attackers already descending stairs or trying to find a way to that basement, and also likely hatches are already opened up or going to be opened up. I mean, Termite used all of his utilities, so I guess that those have been dealt with. Same for the recruit operator, which also brought the Heartbreach utility. And this way they have some very nice lines of sight and entry points towards the basement. Just a bit of drone work happening, and from here they are going to get ready for the execute versus the 4 remaining defenders. But with Senzo getting a kill onto Nickett, the scoreboard or the field has been equalized, with Tom getting another kill and 2 kills in a very short time. Loki then get a kill on Tom, leaves us with a 3 versus 2.
Well, that was fast. I didn't catch recruit picking the Heartbreach gadgets, but that is a good play to go. Saving a Hibana for just far more utility and a better weapon. The 3v2 is gonna be looking kind of spicy for Crowns. They had a great opening pick on that Echo, but they really didn't manage to turn it around. Quad kill, beautiful. 2v1, very winnable still. And he doesn't only miss his shots, but he doesn't anticipate the flank. Closing out the first round for GA. It was predicted by the community, but let's see if they can actually keep it going for 6 more rounds.
Yeah, so it was the first round here going to the side of Team Blue, of course. Solaire Ghost Army. A bit expected. I mean, they're playing as a defensive team on the defensive side, which is in fact should be the strongest side on the map, like Bank. For now, we're just waiting to see what CrownZero is really planning to do on this map. Like, they're the attacking side. They have, let me check, who actually picked the map? It was a map pick from CrownZero themselves, so this is their map pick, so they definitely know how to play it, how to defend it, but also how to attack it, and that's what they need to do now first. And I'm very curious to see what they got ready for us. Now we're going to a different bomb site, which is on the ground floor, so no longer in the like bunker-like basement. A lot more opportunity, a lot more self-destruction possibilities, and a lot more different routes to come from. This should provide CrownZero some opportunity to have a bit more success on their offense.
Yeah, I think Crowns will have to have lots of aggression to take that top floor fast enough for the clock not to run down, because without top floor control, it's almost impossible to get a plant off, as the Romans will just swarm you from both sides. But we see them dropping an Amaru going for a ram. They're probably surprised by the mid-floor pick. Just going open area is not that common.
No, indeed.
Yeah, I would have gone archives or office, even though attacking office is probably quite easy, which Ghost Army Solaire is expecting
Yeah.
to be facing.
And eventually, especially if you're successful on the defense, you will need to go to the third bomb site. So why not go to the third option first? We can already see a bit of engagement happening. Actually, a kill already landing very early on from Nickit onto Kazi, but then Yoshio with a response onto Nickit. So it's a reflex. So that's what I'm looking for. Kenzie now with a kill onto Loki, and Kenzie with a second kill onto yet another player. Suddenly it's a 4 versus 2, heavily in the favor of the side of Solaire once more. Only 2 attackers left standing versus the 4 defenders. And that
Not
within
even a
just 50
minute down.
seconds.
Yeah. Four deaths with 3 on the side of Crowns. That's they had an important opening pick, but they went in too aggressive. They didn't really think about that there would be other people playing up top, namely the Valkyrie in the castle. Now we've got a Fenrir rotating up as well. It's gonna be hard to defend. Hard to attack. It's not gonna be hard to defend. Fenrir
This
picking up
leaves
his
the
gadgets.
It just leaves the defenders in a very comfortable position. They know there's only 2 attackers, of course. They shouldn't be too comfortable and they shouldn't be too aggressive. Because if both of the attackers get 1 kill each, the battlefield will be equalized, the man count will be equalized, and then suddenly the odds might not be longer in the favor of Ghost Army as much as they are right now. But there's also plenty of time for the attackers. They have plenty of time to go around, to do some self-destruction, to breach some hard walls, create new lines of sight, gather information, and this should be a pretty good way for them to potentially still get some picks and actually work things back in their favor. And that's
We
first.
see IQ taking out Echo from above, seeing him on his drone. It's a good pick. Still a minute left. They still have time to turn it around. But Ace taking damage and falling to the castle. It's not looking too good. IQ will have to really step it up and get fraggy with it, just to manage to turn it around.
Yeah, but this 3 versus 1, there's just 1 attacker left standing. His position is known as he just fired a few shots in the direction of the castle, which is just right around the corner towards the elevators, but he gets found instead. It's Kenzie there for losing his life, leaving us with a 2 versus 1. One defender still upstairs, doing a bit of damage here to the IQ. Unfortunately, not quite finding her, but just wasting a lot of time for the IQ, who now has very limited time. She does not have the diffuser in hand either, so she must go for the kills. And with the defenders just playing a bit further back towards the bomb site, there is a good chance they will win. And with Tomlin getting the kill onto Nerdy, it's yet another round for Solaire. Ghost Army. I just want to point out though, the IQ. It's like one of those interactions like that IQ is famous for. She can find electronics and she can spot them with her gadgets. But just finding an echo and actually getting a kill through a soft wall, soft floor in this case, or a hatch even, it's just something you see so rarely these days. And I'm actually very happy to finally see that in action again.
Yeah, I just have bad experiences with IQ myself, because even if you see that phone and fire through it to the wall, there's just a good chance you miss them, because you don't know, is it in front of the operator, is it behind the operator, you just see the ping.
Yeah.
So seeing it actually in action in a league game, it's just a nice novelty. Not gonna lie, it's actually playing the operator the way Ubisoft intended, which rarely happens, if we're gonna be honest.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like that we unfortunately have a player disconnecting here from the side of Ghost Army or Solaire, I should say. So it means that we are going to try to contact with them and see what's actually going on. So hopefully the player can return. But this also gives us a bit more of an opportunity to just talk a bit more about those first 2 rounds that we have seen. So far, Ghost Army in a nice advantage, getting those first two rounds on the boards, especially since they're playing on the defense. Maybe also a bit expected and given their history within our competition. But at the same time, CrownZero, they did get a bit closer this time, I would say. Like they had a nice opportunity, they found a way into the building, but unfortunately, once they were in, it was just Ghost Army fighting back quite well and then just taking them off one by one. What
Yeah,
can what can CrownZero do to actually do a bit better in this case?
I don't know. I think CrownZero needs to be a bit more careful with their push. They have a great aggressive first contact. They take their first picks and then they try to capitalize on them without any intel and without really thinking about where the enemy positions really are. They take out the outside lying, not even a roamer, but just operator, and then they push into Azami barriers, just lines of sights. I can't tell if they're droning heavily. I don't think we've seen heavy, sophisticated droning for taking different areas of the map, which is important if you want to attack safely. So basically, they take opening pick, they get overconfident, and then they just throw bodies at angles and peaks and players that are predicted to be very decent. So you don't want to just rush into a team that's
Yeah.
supposedly better than you if you want to win a match.
Yeah, so indeed, there's a good opportunity here for CrownZero to actually work on their mistakes, on their issues, and to actually do better. I hope that we will actually see that in maybe like the next round or the round after. That will be very desirable to get the match to start a bit more close. But of course, a 2-0 is not too difficult to get back from. So at least there's a good chance for them. I believe also the player is on his way, so it shouldn't take much longer for the player as for us to be able to resume the match. So yeah, of course, we can talk a bit more about this game. Uh, what did I say? Of course, we had CrownZero, of course, coming in out of the qualifiers as the 14th team, while Ghost Army came on as a third. So Ghost Army definitely having a very good time in those qualifiers, which is also a bit of expected from them. Like I said before, they were the finalist and the grand finalist, the champion of ESA Cup Season 8 the previous season. And yeah, they have done quite well in the qualifiers as well. So they're definitely still at that level. They're still doing good. Where CrownZero, I'm not just quite sure. How did CrownZero do in the previous season? Let me take a quick look here. Wikipedia, my best friend for these kind of statistics, because I believe CrownZero, yeah, they were in the previous season. They unfortunately got eliminated in the first round of the lower bracket, unfortunately, by Team French Power. So that's a different French team, but they were there as well, and they have another chance here to this season to do things a bit better.
Yeah, they might be able to come back since they're having a very generous tactical timeout right now due to technical
Yeah,
issues. I mean,
yeah,
it's not the first time we've seen this, but if they keep their composure, if they just keep talking to each other, this might turn around for them for at least a few more rounds. We'll see.
yeah, yeah, indeed. Well, as things are still taking a bit longer than we actually expected, because the player should be on his way, but isn't here yet, we're just going to throw you guys to a little break. So don't go too far. It shouldn't be too long, but apparently he's back right now. So we're going to resume the match in just a matter of seconds, and then we can jump straight into the third round of Bank, where it's currently a 2-0 in the favor of Ghost Army. That's what we're waiting for the map to load. Because, of course, the map still needs to be resumed, and
Do you
just
think they're
waiting
going
for
to go
last.
for archives for a curveball or go for office?
Yeah, of course, it's 2 rounds. So 2 rounds now in the favor of Ghost Army on the defense. So they must go to different bomb sites as well. I'm expecting they will go for the top floor. I think that will be the more desirable bomb site for them. But the fact that they went for ground floor earlier as well makes me think why they decided to go there. But they actually go for the top floor, which is understandable. I mean, it's if not the most favorable bomb site, maybe the second most favorable. But something else is actually exciting that we are seeing here, Odium, which is the newest operator being picked.
Getting some Scopus action. I really, just talking about Scopus in general, some people say too strong, some people don't understand the gadget. I think for somebody to utilize that operator very well, you have to almost abandon one of the shells constantly or keep switching. There's nothing in between. There's no, oh, I might just pick Scopus for some part of the round and switch shells at some point. It's either you play a long time waste on flanking, or you're constantly switching shells to positions the enemy doesn't know you're at, just to keep yourself alive. So it'll be interesting to see how they play it, especially in top floor, because top floor is not that roam heavy of a defense site, unless they put a shell down into archives, which might be found quickly. We've already got a dead. Do we have a dead Scopus? Is this a bug?
Sorry?
Is she dead already? Or is it...
I might have missed it. I believe
I think we
yeah,
missed
I mean,
it.
it shows. It shows that the person has indeed died. So yeah, the person should be dead. That's already a 4 versus 5 then in the favor of the attacking team. So that's a good start for the side of CrownZero, who really, well, needs to get some rounds on the board here. So that's, yeah, like a nice favorable starting position for them in this case.
Yeah, it looks like my Scopus predictions have just gone way out of the window.
Yeah.
What a shame. What an absolute shame. We're seeing Crowns. Aggressive opening pick again, as the last 2 rounds, but maybe they'll be more reserved and capitalize on just the man advantage first and play the round more slowly following the first pick.
And with
Casey
this 4
taking
versus,
damage.
sorry, and with this 4 versus 5 attackers are getting closer and closer already. We're already seeing some walls being opened up, which creates some nice lines of sight and entry points into the bomb site. Castle also already getting droned and getting spotted, but Kazi and Yoshiro both with 1 kill each, working back to favor into the side of Solaire Ghost Army. But then Nickit with a kill there onto Tom. We're back to an equal 3 versus 3 with a response from Yoshiro onto Nickit, leaving us with a 3 versus 2 now in the favor of Solaire Ghost Army.
This is going to be hard to attack, especially because... Oh, there comes 2 picks from Loki, putting KZ in a 2v1 with the lowest health from all of them, 27 HP. That's one shot to any 2 of the guns. And he gets hit by the wall bang by Loki. Well played. Very well played.
Yeah,
Triple
Loki
kill for him, I believe.
Sorry?
Triple kill for him, I believe.
That was yeah, I believe so. Yeah, Loki going local right there with a nice triple kill for that round. And well, actually, yeah, very nice. It's the first round here for the side of CrownZero, finally working their winning their first offensive round in their favor. So that's going to put them on a 2-1 score right now. Where, well, at least this match is now starting to seem a bit more interesting and a bit closer. Once again, Scope was now going to be picked here by the side of Solaire, who was now allowed to go back to the very first bomb site they played this evening. And that's exactly what they're doing as well. They're going back to that basement, which is very understandable, very strong bomb site, and they played it very successfully in the first round. But this time with Scopus in play, it's going to be even more interesting.
It's Kenzie back on Scopus as well, but it seems like he's AFK, I believe. Which is strange.
Yeah.
It looked like he wasn't active the last round. I'm not sure if it's a bug or
10 seconds to go.
the player's actually just not able to play at the minute, which might have been the reason for the disconnect he had earlier.
Yeah, well,
we'll see.
Yeah, I've taken a little look at the game chat within our Discord, or like the match chat within our Discord, and it actually seems like some players actually having dinner during this match. So that's definitely not favorable. Oh no. I think that's what's going on. That's how we also missed the kill onto that player in the very first round. I think the player is just literally AFK. And I don't know, can you get kicked from a custom game for being inactive?
No, I don't think so. I think they just did 9 kills for crowns.
Yeah.
So they're playing a 4v5. That's ballsy. They don't want to get a forfeit, but they really, really want to get this win. So if Crowns really doesn't bank on the advantage they have right now, it'll be sad to see.
Yeah, but there's definitely something going on there. But I believe it has to do maybe with the player having dinner or something, or just being AFK in general. And I'm not sure why they're killing him. Maybe he's just AFK and they don't want to give the kill to their opponent. I'm not entirely sure. Ask the players what's happening here, but it's definitely very strange, which also puts Solaire in a bit of a disadvantage and potentially even cause him to lose the previous round, as the same thing has happened there as well. So with this 4 versus 5, we're now continuing. Attackers are already in the building, opening up those hatches, getting ready to have a new line of sight and entry points towards the basement. Meanwhile, indeed, the Ghost Army players are confirming that the player is actually, like, legitly AFK.
Yeah, I mean, a lunch break's a lunch break, but shouldn't have gone for technical difficulty timeout for that.
Yeah, it's just a poor time management, a poor decision making to go for dinner at this time when you know that you're playing a match, and it's definitely not a good thing. But okay, so be it. The consequences are mostly for Solaire themselves, especially with CrownZero now being an even further advantage with a 3 versus 5 situation, and still over a minute remaining for them to make the round work for themselves.
Yeah, UK taking out Goyo early important, but we've got Sinzo responding by taking Nickit out with a C4. Could go either way still, and Kenzie taking another kill, but gets instantly refragged by Fleeks, putting him with 3v2, but low health onto attackers. Might go either way. Interesting to see, since they do seem to be stuck. Plant going off, but Cade seems woefully unaware that Plant's going up. Oh, and he gets fragged by Fleeks watching the planter, and Yoshiro going for a refrag. It's clutcher kick for him. And he misses his target. Doesn't even get shots off before getting taken out by the Moisek on Ash.
Yeah, so that ends up to be the second offensive round in a row right now, even for the side of CrownZero, equalizing the score for this match, putting this on a 2-2 for the very first map of today. And well, this suddenly becomes a lot more interesting. Where Ghost Army seemed very strong in those very first 2 rounds, but definitely a bit weaker. Potentially partly to do with the AFK player, but still, CrownZero getting ground here that Solaire cannot
Attackers need
really
to locate
offer,
and defuse
like, cannot
bombs.
really afford to give to their opponents. And with this now being on a 2-2, there's also giving a bit of confidence here to the side of CrownZero, who well, might be looking for more offensive rounds in their favor.
Yeah, I mean, they are aggressive players, and it looks like he's back since he did get an echo pick. Yes, it looks like Kenzie's no longer AFK. So Crown's being able to just capitalize on being more aggressive and in a man advantage might go for Solaire's
10 seconds
advantage
remaining.
this time, since they are five-manning again, and
5
yeah,
seconds
we've
left
seen them play
before
very strong in the first 2 rounds as 5-stack. Communication must be on point, and it's interesting to me to see them crumble so much as only a 4-man, because I wouldn't have expected them to be that much at a disadvantage versus Crowns.
Yeah, indeed. But right now they seem to be back at a full 5-stack, so in theory, Solaire should be doing a lot better for this 5th round of this match. So going back to the basement where they played twice, won it once, lost it once. The question is, will they actually turn out to be positive on this bomb site, or they will actually be a bad pick for them in the end? We'll see how things go with the 5 players. They should have a bit more success opportunity here. Nerdy, however, with that first kill onto Senzo, is the Legion already taken care of? An operator whose gadget gets stronger over time, or at least gets more utility over time. That's now off the board, and he can no longer place any of it.
Yeah, losing Legion on bank is a real disadvantage, because if you play him well, every step the enemy takes is just a step into a goo all over the map, especially on a roam. I'm assuming he's further offside if he gets picked off that quickly. And seeing as they've got a Sense, a Ying, and a Capitao, we know what they're planning. They're going for a quick plant either off the hatch or off server if they manage to take server control away from that Azami.
Yeah, in order to do so, the attackers already find themselves in a very favorable position, finding that one roamer and now having full top floor control right above the bomb site gives them the chance to open up these hatches, which is happening right now already with the secondary hard bridge utility they have brought on the Sense. And with this, again, they are pretty much set up to go for an execute at one point. Like, they can just get closer, they will get information, they will probably try to get a few picks, but the same thing can actually happen from the other side as well. It's just Shiro with a kill there onto the Sense. That's Kenzie taken care of, and this brings us back to an equal 4 versus 4, where the attacks are still getting closer.
Twitch clearing the Goyo canisters for the time waste, and we had Smoke struggling to get a beat on the Twitch drone, which is kind of interesting. Azami really holding tight in server. It's going to be an issue for Solaire, for Crowns, but 3v3. We've got Loki. Again, as you said, going loco, but gets instantly refragged by Kenzie roaming with Echo. 2v3, I don't think that fast plant's going to go anywhere, losing all that utility.
No, especially with them losing Nickit as well. It's all coming down to Twitch, but he gets found as well from the hatch. And, well, that's the last attacking player taken care of. It's a round going to the side of Solaire. Ghost Army, after losing 2 rounds in a row, they're back with the wins and reclaiming the score or the lead. And this puts them on a 3 versus 2. Now the big question is, what will happen for this final round of their defense, which should in theory benefit them? Will they be able to bring it to a 4-2 split, which is good and workable for either of the 2 sides? Or will CrownZero be victorious for this 6th round and bring us to an equal 3 split?
Yeah, I don't see that 3-3 split coming. Solaire, they've got their passion back. They've got their 5th man. I mean, his stomach's full, so he's going to be playing even better than it was before. So we've got to see Crowns really picking it up. Again, they've had opening frag that round, making it a 4v5 right off the bat, and they still weren't able to close out. So we'll see if they can manage to actually really play their aggression well and hold back just a little bit from throwing bodies at Solaire, which
5 seconds
are
to
just
go.
outgunning them
Yeah,
straight.
so all eyes focused on either of the two teams. The last round before the roll stop will happen, and we'll see then Ghost Army, Solaire go to the offense, and CrownZero go to the defense. But before we reach that point, we will need to play out this rounds. The side of CrownZero now again going for the similar thing. They just want to get a top floor control from where they can contest the bomb side from above, and the same thing goes for those defenders. They are having heavy top floor control, which can be very favorable. They can easily fall back via the hatches or via one of the staircases or balconies even, and they can also defend the bomb site from above. Kazi with the opening kill there onto Nick and taking care of the Ren. That's a huge loss here for the attacking side, as she is crucial in creating those verticalities. But then Kenzie with a kill onto Yoshiro, with a double kill onto Kenzie as well, kind of hurts the defense even
Good
further.
stuff. Azami dying because of a lack of firepower, trying to push it with the Deagle, and slowly bleeding out in a 4v2. It's closed out by Nerdy. This is gonna go for crowns. If they throw this, it's a hell of a shame. Sinzo rotating up through main lobby might catch him off guard, but no, UK utilizing Azami's barriers for a head glitch and closing out the match with, I believe, a triple kill or maybe even a quad kill. Beautiful gameplay there from Ash.
It's a beautiful last round here of this first half of the match, which actually makes the match so much more interesting. A 3-3 split, like you said, you actually didn't see it coming, but it has happened nonetheless. So this puts these teams in a very equal position, where actually CrownZero should be somewhat beneficial, as they are now going to defense, which should benefit them. However, the same thing that could happen, that just happened to Solaire Ghost Army, might as well happen to CrownZero. So we might even see another 3-3 even rounds going, which then would take us to overtime. It would definitely be very interesting to see that. So far, of all the two matches that we had, one on Monday and one on on Tuesday yesterday, I believe both of them at least had one map going to overtime. Yes, they did. So this will be a very cool trend to see to be continued.
Yeah, I always love seeing matches go to overtime because you can really tell the team's starting to sweat and they know every round one counts. They need to win 2 of those overtime rounds, otherwise it's done for them, unless it's infinite overtime, such as RSX has, which can just drag on for quite a while. It's really the pinnacle of Siege when you have close round after close round, just to put it into overtime. But also we've seen Crowns running, riding that, just that momentum of winning 2 rounds, even though they were just a man up. Probably playing into the confidence, using this, using it to their advantage, and you're seeing a Sense again on the attack, this time from Solaire.
Yeah.
Interesting pick. Absolutely awful operator, and my opinion will never change.
Yeah, Sense is an operator that, in theory, is actually could be very good. I mean, the idea of the gadget is actually a very good idea. It's basically just a big smoke screen, very narrow but very long, and if placed correctly, it could benefit your team very, very well. But I rarely see teams actually utilizing Sense in a very good way. I believe also if you look at the patch notes from Ubisoft, the pick rate is very low, the win rate is very low, so it's not a very successful operator. I do honestly believe if played correctly and the team was really prepared to use the operator in a proper way in specific situations, it could be a very good operator. So this makes me actually very interested to see what Solaire Ghost Army actually has prepared for us. They are picking operator for a good reason, of course, and I wish we get to see it.
Yeah, Sense is a problem of an operator for just the reason that if you steal from Valorant and you're not Valorant, it doesn't make sense to steal from Valorant. And what makes them so bad, in my opinion, is it's a smoke screen that can be destroyed by an impact grenade, which just makes it a worse smoke screen. Just bring Capitao instead. Just bring Glass instead. Bring anything with smokes. Thermite has smokes. Ying has smokes.
Yeah.
Recruit has smokes.
It's mostly the way it gets deployed and it just being so narrow and so long. That's what makes it most unique, I would say. But yeah, you definitely got a good point there.
Yeah, I mean, even with a Giga buff from putting it from a 1 speed to a 3 speed,
yeah,
making them theoretically one of the stronger operators, removing the recoil from the weapon on PC, like that is the weapon with the lowest recoil, I believe. Still doesn't make sense strong enough. To see Yoshiro died early into the round on Grim, that might not impact the plant, especially since Tubro, I believe, wasted all of his canisters already.
Yeah, Grim could definitely be useful towards the end of the round, but the 4 versus 5, this is what the attackers now needs to work with. But especially with the Maestro turrets, the Echo drone still being in play, potentially some more Goyo canisters, the attackers find themselves in a very difficult position right here. They are going for the plant, but Termite is getting damaged heavily and needs to cut off the plant. He needs to stop it as he can no longer continue. This might actually be the moment where those scents so desensitization might actually be very useful, but the fire of the Goyo in combination with the turret here of the Maestro, it's almost impossible to go for successful plants. And with the timer getting very, very low, it's now or never for the attackers to actually start sticking that plant. With some kills happening here and there, they are actually going for the stick. There's a 2 versus 4. Tom is the one we need to cover, but with the turret here on the Maestro, he goes for the injure and stops the plant in the process with that. And that means the round is going to the defensive side of CrownZero, putting them in the lead for the first time with a 3-4.
It's well played by Crowns. Utilizing the Maestro to counter the smokes on the plant is, I mean, it's not out of this world, but it should have been expected by Solaire, and they should have brought some counter for it. They didn't really have anything to shoot him, and shooting the Maestro chem when you can't see it covered by a sensor or smoke just won't work. So we'll see. We'll see. This is it's a more interesting match than expected, and it's going very contrary to the predictions of the community. But let you on a little secret, I did put all my channel points on Crowns just because it's fun betting on the underdog.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing of living in the Netherlands. For me, in my case, unfortunately, the betting on Twitch not being allowed, or at least we can make choices. We can still vote, but we can have, unfortunately not those channel points, causing me to have over 140,000 of those already.
Really?
Now.
That's interesting. I thought it'd be legal for actual money or an actual physical good.
Yeah,
channel points.
For some weird channel, for some weird reason, the channel points betting has been blocked here in the Netherlands, which is very unfortunate.
You know what? I think that's actually a good thing. I'm not even going to complain.
Like you said, like it's not really connected to money, although those channel points could in theory be used to get like real items or money if the streamer sets it up. But at the same time, it's still betting in a way, and it could promote betting indirectly. And I think that's why the Netherlands has been very strict and decided to unfortunately turn those off.
Yeah, I think that it's not a bad decision. It's a weird decision for channel points specifically, but I don't think it's a bad decision at all. And yeah, it's fine. You don't need to promote somebody with an addictive personality, especially on Twitch, because you know everybody can click that I'm 18 or over button, but you know they're not. You know they're not.
Yeah. Well, for now, the first 45 or 55 seconds really of this round have already expired. We almost have a very close engagement here between the Brava here on the rappel on the windows of this, I believe that's the eastern side of the map, but actually Kenzie, I can see there's the Brava getting that kill onto the Valkyrie, which he spotted earlier and now is able to finish. There's a Valkyrie of the board C4 potentially lost as well. A bit of damage there on the Warden, who's currently playing there. Trading. And especially with the utility with the bees here, he will be spotted out. He's find himself therefore in a very tough position. Gets found, gets killed, and the attackers now find themselves in a very favorable position with still half of the round remaining in the 3 versus 3 situation.
Warden was way too confident on challenging that Grim, the weapon that deals that much damage, and having an absolute knowledge of where he was going to push. Tom taking a double kill. Refragged, nerdy Yoshu. Wow. 5 seconds and the round is over. Well played by Solaire. They took advantage to being on a man advantage and they just pushed in and took the site, winning all the gunfights, making it impossible for Crowns to really do anything except for commit to one-on-ones, which they're understaffed for. Beautiful round by Solaire.
And so once again, it's an equal score once more. So it's really going back and forth between these two teams. It actually really shows, again, like I said in the very beginning, those qualifier standings don't always mean everything. And this is, again, once a good demonstration of that fact. Two teams very well matched with each other and a very close match so far. Both teams need 2 more rounds to hit the map points situation and 3 more to actually win it. But if things continue like this, I might actually have expected this match potentially to go to overtime as well.
Yeah, it's looking like an overtime match, and it's really interesting to see that Crowns really doesn't it doesn't care about their seed after the qualifiers. Playing against Solaire, playing this well.
Attackers are
It's
moving
a
out.
good sign for good
Located
team
bomb.
play, and it might be interesting to see what comes from Crowns if they do take this match. Or the best of 3 at least.
Yeah, so far every time the team with the highest seed has won so far, even though some of them had a very tough time to do so. So CrownZero could potentially be the first time to actually prove us wrong. And I'm very curious to see how they will do. First, attackers already approaching the building, using some of those drones from the floors to destroy some of the soft walls to get a nice line of sight directly into the bomb site. And the attackers also repel, find themselves in a pretty strong situation, pretty strong position to make it very difficult for the defenders to play on site. But this Valkyrie cam, however, very, very strong, very valuable in gathering information. But of course, the Brava drone might mean some issues.
Yeah, defending square is very hard without the head holes, especially because you need to deny entry for the attackers. One way to do it is to put them on the other side, make sure that the head holes that they did make don't get turned into a rotate for the attackers, but we're seeing default setups and nothing that I'd consider an alien strat by weirdos. So seeing both teams attack in exactly the same way is just, it's indicative of just skill being the decider on this match.
And with the first half of the round now almost ending, it's a 4 versus 4. Things again seeming to be very equal as just like the score has been going. So this match is very interesting. Attackers just trying to find a way towards the bomb site. We can already see them getting pretty close, but also some defenders just waiting with open arms to find those attackers and stop them in their tracks. A bit of a close engagement here happening towards stock trading. The defender was just making it out just in time and staying alive a little bit longer, wasting the time of the attackers even further. Kenzie with a kill there onto one of the attackers. Flicks with a kill onto Kenzie, leaves us with a 2 versus 4, heavily in the favor of the defenders. With the attackers still having over a minute remaining, they might be able to still work it around.
Yeah, we're seeing Valkyrie being very, very confident on peeking those windows. This might be the kind of gameplay that's turning it back into Solaire's side, but no, Nickit takes out Tom, and Sinzo capitalizes, taking out UK, aggressively peeking the windows, aggressively peeking the rotates on breach, and making it 1v3. This could be clutch material. Nope. It's tagged down to 46 health. He's 2-shot from any other gun. Manages to kill Fleeks, but nope. Gets taken up by Nickit crossing. A shame. Very winnable, but the time also against him. Forcing him to rush. Very well played by Crowns.
Yes, CrownZero once again reclaiming the lead after the Solaire Ghost Army managed to equalize the previous round. So CrownZero definitely taking the lead for these later rounds of this map here, where they're now finding themselves 1 round away from the map points. Well, if the trend continues, I mean, the round history is just really going back and forth right now. So they might just bring this to a 5 versus 5 score. Where this map just becomes more and more thrilling over time. But with CrownZero now going to the basement, I'm trying to recall for the first round on defense for CrownZero, they actually won this bomb site, right?
Yeah, they did. They had the Maestro.
Oh, yeah.
But they're not bringing Maestro this time. They're bringing just Goyo, an Azami for more cover, and a Jaeger. Just, it's a strange setup. Jaeger and Wamai, they might be trying to keep that Azami alive in the server. Hard to see. Am I playing in open area? Oh, they're playing 2 floors. This is going to be very interesting to see.
So it's indeed a very different kind of setup here for the side of CrownZero, which actually I'm very happy to see. Repeating strategies might not always be the good thing, even though it worked for the first time, it might not work for the second time, as your opponents got a bit more information about how the setup really works. And by going for a different setup, it's really throwing off your opponent off guard. They might not be ready for this, and yeah, it just keeps everything fresh and just really helps you to just be a bit more flexible here. So I'm very excited to see how things will go. Very different operator from the side of CrownZero, which also requires a different kind of approach from the side of Solaire Ghost Army.
Yeah, we've seen Solaire switch to a Ram, probably trying to take out that vertical in open area. But CrownZero has a very, very different setup to what they had the first round, trying to throw Solaire off a bit. See Sense pushing out main lobby. Again, very strange operated pick, and takes out UK. First pick going to Solaire. Well, this round could go either way. They still have a Wamai holding upstairs, but Solaire's really putting pressure on CrownZero. Yeah.
And with another breakdown coming from the side of Kenzie, it's once again another CrownZero member losing his life. Still one more member of CrownZero playing offside, I believe, although, no, he's playing on the top floor at the moment, so there's still one layer of defensive setup that they need to deal with in order to have full focus on the bomb side below. There's currently 2 defenders. However, having only 2 defenders downstairs also is a weakness for the side of CrownZero, as well, basically they could easily be overwhelmed. But with Jaeger on the roam, getting their first kill onto Kenzie, is the Maverick dealt with. And now suddenly things starting to look a bit more possible for the side of CrownZero. The attackers are now aware of the position of the Jaeger and are heavily distracted by it. They need to make a choice whether they want to deal with him or not. With the Azami rushing up the wide stairs completely blindly, it doesn't pay off for her, and she gets picked off quite easily.
This is exactly what I mean by Crowns not being able to capitalize on their advantages. Jaeger really playing the roam well, wasting time. They're forced to take him out. They can't take site. It'd be a 3v2. Sorry, a 3v1 on site, but Jaeger being able to flank, and I think he has hold on diffuser. That's it's dangerous.
That's indeed
Jaeger last man alive. Diffuser recovered by Solaire, but Jaeger takes out Tom. 2v1, very winnable. All he needs to do is deny the plant. Let's see if he will manage it.
Yeah, but Jaeger currently being on the triple, there's 2 players still standing in his way. He needs to get an ace in order to win this round. And especially with the diffuser now planted on the floor, the time starts ticking. But then with Senzo finishing off the lonely Jaeger fairly easily, fairly quickly. The round now goes to Solaire, Ghost Army once again. And once again, the score gets equalized. This time we are put on a 5-5 score. And this also means that the upcoming 2 rounds are going to be very important and very decisive. Either we're going to have a team win 2 in a row and we will have a victor for this very first map of the day and then go to the second map, or we're going to see the trends basically continue, so each team win 1 round, which would then bring us to overtime, which would give us an additional 2 to 3 rounds, and whoever wins 2 out of those will then be the victor.
Yeah, I would love to see this go to overtime. We've seen CrownZero play very, very well, and their idea for holding the floor just above the site was very good. Problem is that the Jaeger, roaming top floor, too late to the game, and the people holding the mid floor weren't doing their job well enough for it to work. Seeing reinforced hatches this time, no rotate back for Wamai. Oh, they're opening the A hatch. Trying the same strat, trying the same setup, maybe trying to have better positioning this time, not to get picked off one by one, because Solaire, heavy on droning, they have their intel, they know which pre-fires to put where, and it just worked out far better for them. We're seeing a dirt rush. That's interesting.
A very aggressive approach from Solaire, and he's getting very quickly right to the bomb site, straight into the bomb site, even where no one is even waiting for them. It seems like CrownZero is not aware of this approach whatsoever. Diffuser is still on its way, but finally the first player gets spotted. Kazi with a kill onto Loki, and Nerdy then with a kill onto Kazi. So that is a very quick refrag happening here. But with the 4 versus 4, attackers are close to the bomb site, but don't have the diffuser in the place where it needs to be. Maybe this is just a bit of a way to throw off CrownZero. For now, things are just stalling a little bit. They don't have an opportunity to continue this momentum that they just have created, but they have gained some good control. They have already got control over blue. They can easily try to attempt to go for a plant if they have the right cover and have people in the right position. But with players here on the hatch, that's actually a very big problem for them.
They put themselves into a really bad position because Ash just didn't have the confidence to push further into sight, being able to take sight or take out the Jaeger quick enough before she was spotted. Also, they're losing the soft breach for the spot at the plants next to the desk. It's gonna be hard. Maybe Grim can open up a small hole, walk in, but yeah, it's not looking that good for Solaire for this round. Even though it's a 3v4.
Yeah, they really need to deal with the Wamai was currently playing on the hatch, and that's definitely something that the Sense Kenzie is attempting to do so, because once the player is out of position, it could go for the plant. Smoke's now being thrown as well, B is being shot. This might be the moment that they actually can stick the plant successfully. C4 was thrown, but unfortunately did not find the target, and the plant goes down successfully. It's a 4 versus 3 post-plant situation, with Flix getting a kill onto Senzo, leaving us with a 3 versus 3. 35 seconds remaining for the defenders to regain control over their own bomb site. With kills landing from each of the 2 sides, we find themselves in a 2 versus 2. The Azami currently on the flank finds his hero, gets his 3rd kill for this round, and this leaves Tom all left standing in a 1 versus 2. He needs to defend the diffuser as long as he can, but with the Azami keeper barricades being thrown, he is completely locked out. This is not working out well for him, but the other player can actually go for the defuse. and where the Asami goes for the cover, they are actually very successful on their defense. Beautifully done here from the side of CrownZero, who managed to win this defensive round by defusing the diffuser.
This was
What
a
a round.
beautiful round. It was a great execution by Solaire, really capitalizing on the man up against CrownZero and the lack of just smoke and sense denial. But they're just not able to hold the diffuser because Crown just came out. They came out shooting and they took bodies. Hold from dirt didn't work out well. Hatch was still open. Very, very well played by both teams and a very great one to watch.
Definitely. Yeah, now we find ourselves in a position where CrownZero is on the match point, or mat point, as I should rather say, as this is a BO3 matchup. But either way, it means that if CrownZero wins this one round right now, we will actually see them take this first map and take us to the second map, while if Solaire Ghost Army continues the trend that we have been seeing for the past few rounds and bringing this to 6-6, we'll see overtime happening on this very first map of this evening, which will be very cool. But either way, this map already has been very close. It has been a very thrilling match so far, so I'll take either. I'm satisfied with either, but yeah, it's really up to Ghost Army to bring us the overtime if they want it.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to actually CrownZero taking this last round, denying them overtime, and then having a great close match on the second map. Seeing that border decider, even though I keep saying it's a boring map to watch, it'll be interesting because that will show which team actually has the upper hand on a map that everybody knows like the back of their hand.
Attackers of Ghost Army, Solaire Ghost Army, are approaching the building, just looking for information. IQ with her scanner out, trying to find a bit of information, a bit of utility that she can spot out for herself and the team. With Valkyrie currently roaming downstairs, that might be a problem later on, of course. She has the Z4 in the pocket. She can throw it at any point. She's actually going for an interesting run out, which we didn't really see any response happening towards, and also didn't really have any effect for her in the favor. But it was a bit of an interesting move right there.
Yeah, we see Warden retaking stock. It's interesting to see them playing a Warden with the C4 instead of just a shield. The shield would give him a little bit more cover if he rotates out of the room, especially next to the desk and the door, because that'll just be a default pre-fire. But it worked once, but it's not worked reliably so far for either team to hold stock with Warden or Azami. Falcon getting taken out.
Yeah, with the last half of the round now starting, attackers really need to start finding a way into the building, which they haven't really done so far. They just have been able to set it themselves up, but they haven't really made a proper entry. The Bs are being shot out, pushes the Warden out of position, further out of stock trading, which will now find himself in an engagement, but actually gets the kill, but then gets team killed, interestingly. That's a very unfortunate move there from the side of CrownZero, but still, it is at least a 4 versus 4, and they are still holding back the attackers quite well. But the second attacker has really relocated himself into stock trading, which is the Grim himself, which now also gets taken care of.
Yeah, we see CrownZero so greedy for kills, they're walking over each other to get them. Interesting to see, but Grim getting taken out, and Floor is also falling to CrownZero.
Oh, wow.
Looks like this map's going for CrownZero.
Yeah.
Yes, Sinzo got UK on a quad kill.
Kenzie, though.
One more. Beautiful kill from Kenzie.
Ace.
But no, UK aces a ways.
That's the first ace of the season.
Beautiful. Very beautiful. And victory. Victory to CrownZero.
Yeah, beautifully done. That's the first round here going to this, the first map going to side of CrownZero, their own map pick as well, which is Bank. This means that we will be going to the second map right after this, which is going to be Clubhouse, which is of course then the pick of Solaire Ghost Army. And yeah, that's just very interesting here. The last replays here of this very last round of this evening. Actually, beautiful way to end the map with an ace, the first ace of the season. Like I pointed out, it was the ace of Yuki, I don't know, yeah, Yuki, I guess that's how we pronounce the name. But yeah, beautifully done here from the side of CrownZero. A 5-7 score, beautifully done. You can even see it right now here below us. 0-1 in the favor of CrownZero, which will take us to Clubhouse, like I pointed out before. Odium,
yes,
what else do you want to say about this map? Yeah,
beautiful match. Very evenly matched teams, it seems, in the end, even though Solaire was one man down in the beginning, which might have just given CrownZero a little bit of momentum, a little bit of an upper hand. Yeah. We can see CrownZero really still closed out the rest of the map. Solaire not being able to stand a chance against them on attack on any of the sites they picked. was just well played by both teams.
Yeah, so after that 3-3 split, it was CrownZero who was actually just doing a little bit better than Ghost Army by Solaire, and they just managed to take this very first map home, put themselves on a little 0-1 advantage, or 0-1 advantage, as I should say. Yeah, with this first map done, we're going to Clubhouse after a short break. We're going to take a break for about 5 minutes or so, and then we'll be back with Clubhouse. So don't go too far, just grab a drink, visit the toilet, and then we'll see each other for the second map. And welcome back, everyone. After a very short break, we're here ready for the second map of today. After seeing on Bank, we saw we saw CrownZero actually win with a 7-5 score against Ghost Army. It was their own map pick, and they were victorious on their own map. But now we're actually going to the map pick of Ghost Army, or Ghost Army by Solaire, which is going to be Clubhouse. So, Odium, what are we expecting of this match? I mean, especially after CrownZero won the very first map, which came as a surprise to many, I would assume, especially given the prediction that we have seen before. How are we now thinking about this match?
I haven't seen either team play on this map. I'm expecting Ghost Army to pull it together, maybe win this and take us to border. But if you're really asking what I'm expecting, I'm expecting an Azami ban. Okay. I'm expecting a Monty ban.
Okay.
That's it. That's what I'm expecting.
Definitely the Monty is definitely one I could see. I could also imagine a Mira seeing ban. What else could I expect? Mira could definitely work. Yeah, I guess we will just have to see what else we got in store for this match right here. But either way, with like what I was about to say, with CrownZero winning that very first map and us now going to the map of Solaire Ghost Army, I could really see this match going all 3 maps. Because of course, the first map was very close, and it benefited CrownZero in the end. In the end, I'm expecting that this map will actually favor Solaire Ghost Army, which would then bring us to the third map as Decider, which would then be Border. But of course, before we of course reach that point, Solaire will need to win this map. And yeah, before we start with this map, we of course got those operator bans. Well, our first prediction is coming true.
Yep, Monty is gone, and I really see the attackers banning Azami such a pain to attack. Garage if you don't know how to take Garage without going through the doors. But it could go either way. We'll see. The Ying ban is interesting. It was utilized on Bank, but not to any effect, I believe. I think Sense was more of an impact there, even though I don't think Sense should be able to have any impact on any map.
Yeah, Sense was definitely an interesting pick, and I'm also wondering in what extent it actually had a good effect whatsoever. But Ying does make much more sense, and it's operator we do see being banned quite more often as well. And there we go, Mira. One of those other operators I was talking about. So we got 2 out of 3 right so far. Ying was definitely one we could have predicted, but just didn't. But then what would be a very logical last defender to be banned? You already mentioned Azami, I believe. And
we'll see.
Might just be right.
Maybe
we'll
a Cade.
Cade could also definitely be an option, but it's going to be Valkyrie, an operator that we have been seeing being utilized quite a lot on Bank before, especially against Solaire. So then banning the Valkyrie does make sense to a certain point, and it's just a great operator in general on any map, really. Not specifically in Clubhouse, but yeah, she's the last ban.
Valkyrie is very important. They're still bringing Dokubi for intel denial, which is interesting. Maybe just to hunt the roamers. But what I really want to see is if they're playing church, will they play it with bar, and will they play it with bar and bedroom, which is the way to go. The classic way to defend Clubhouse is to go all 3 floors and just waste all the time possible, while the defenders on the bottom floor only have to watch 2 walk-ins from blue and from dirt.
Right, and with this, we're now starting with the second map of today. It's really up to Solaire Ghost Army to redeem themselves after losing that first map. So really all eyes focus on them here because they need to win this map if they still want to have a chance to win this match, or at least to bring it to overtime, and there they would have the chance to do so. But of course, CrownZero console, the team that a lot of teams were not really expecting too much of given the predictions, and they also didn't do as well as Solaire Ghost Army in those qualifiers. So of course they really want to prove everyone wrong and really improve their image and really show that they're a very capable team. So if they're actually going to give all in their power, they might even be able to win the second map as well and win 2-0, which would of course be very beautiful.
Yeah, I think they are a capable team. You can just tell that some of the communication and some of the impulsiveness is not refined that well on CrownZero, but they did. It was enough to beat Solaire, and we'll see if it'll be enough to take him for the 2-0 Clubhouse.
Would be beautiful.
Yeah, it seems like there's nobody actually playing top floor as far as I can see. All 5 on basement. It's not a good idea. Very easy to clear out everybody.
True, it's definitely like for the attackers, they now have a very easy time of getting proper control over the building. But I must say that Clubhouse, the basement, is one of those bomb sites where roamers are not per se necessary. The bomb site is so defendable from within itself that you might actually be able to win. It just will be a little bit more difficult, and especially with the time now available to the attacking side, they have a lot of opportunities, a lot of patience. They can use a lot of patience and just wait for defenders to make mistakes. But if the defenders play this smartly, don't take unnecessary risks, they might still have a very good chance on defending the bomb site from within.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's very defendable from within, but just you don't want to give the attackers too much time. We see Blitz taking out the first man on Solaire's side on defense. Blitz, very interesting pick. Also very favored in pro play on this map.
And those are just those risky plays I was mentioning. That's something that really the side of Solaire Ghost Army could not really afford in this situation. Luckily, Senzo manages to work things a little bit back around by taking out the Dokkaebi, but then it's Nerdy with a response, taking out Tom, and then Yashiro with a kill onto Nerdy. So it's really going back and forth. It's a 3 versus 3. We see the floors being injured, and almost a kill here happening on the Blitz. Actually, Blitz getting taken care of as well, and then the final kill happening from Team Solaire, and here you see it. Even though the attackers were literally standing inside of the bomb site, the defenders still managed to win the gunfights, and this way managed to win this very first round and put himself on a little nice start.
Yeah, this was a very nice round to watch. Very enjoyable. You could see CrownZero, they knew they had an attack plan, but it just didn't work out for them this time. So if they go back down the basement, they know they'll probably try to execute it the same way, but just this time pick their gunfights well and clear utility much better, because those are zombies in the middle of the room. They're a detriment to the Blitz. It's not winning any pre-fire gunfights on the barricade.
Yeah, with this very first round here being one on the defense, of course, the defenders now must go to a different bomb site. And for this, they go into the gym master bedroom. A very understandable pick. Sometimes teams prefer to start on this one and then go to basement, or the other way around. But basement and this one are generally the top 2 picks for this map. After this, it would come down to either CCTV or cache, or recently a little bit more favorable, the bar and backstage bomb sites. But for the second pick, this is very understandable. And what I really love about this bomb site is that usually pretty much every team really extends all the way across the entire top floor, really extending all the way towards CCTV cache, where most likely attackers also will come from. And this way you just create a bit of a defensive setup with layers, basically. Whenever things get too hot in the first room, you just fall back in another room, and then you have a new position to defend yourself from. And again, if that gets too hot, you fall back even further. And this way you can waste a lot of time towards the attackers, leaving little time for them to actually fight on the actual bomb site. But the good thing here from the side of CrownZero, though, is that they have brought the Ace as well, who is already approaching from the other side. So the attackers really spreading out their manpower, so they don't waste too much time on a linear clear.
Yeah, we're seeing a Legion with a shotgun, which is interesting to see. Yeah, I just wanted to comment on that. Very, very, very strange thing to play, but yeah, if it works out, it works out. It's 2 frags, KZ and Nerdy. Oh, I thought it was a trade for a second, but he's just getting refragged. Makes it a 4v4. I agree. Clubhouse is one of those maps where it's a great outwards, inwards defense. If the outward layer around the site falls, you can always fall back. Same with Cafe. Cafe
Yeah.
has sites in the middle of the building and a building around it. It's something that I wished Lair had. Lair, the sites are just flanked by hallways, for example, which makes it kind of cramped feeling and a lot of long angles, almost like it's made for sense. The only map sense is good on. But
Yeah.
Kenzie with another kill. This is something I love about Clubhouse, and this is what makes it so versatile with setups and strats.
Yeah, Clubhouse is a lovely map, one that has been around for ages. Reworked twice, however, but now in a very good condition that is very enjoyable. Kanzi now with a kill onto Nerdy, getting his Tom with a kill, then onto Loki. It's a 4 versus 1 with Nickett the only one left standing. The A is currently outside, his position known, even a run out happening here from the mute, I believe it was, getting the kill, finishing off, and adding in yet another round in the favor of the side of Ghost Army by Solaire, which puts them now on a 2-0 advantage, just like on the previous map, I believe. Yeah, they started with a 2 or a 3. No, they started with a 2-0 as well. And yeah, the question is, will they be able to maintain their advantage this time for the second map? Or will CrownZero now once again start fighting back and equalize the score eventually?
Yeah, we saw the same thing last map. 2-1, 2-0 up for SLR. Solaire GA taking first steps to secure a lead and then falling back to CrownZero. But as long as they stay as a 5-man, they might keep riding that momentum. They might not be giving any quarter to CrownZero. So it'll be interesting to see. The defense working very well, and the attack seemed quite sloppy. Even Legion Shotgun working out for him, even though that it should be illegal to play that. An operator that has a T5.
Even yesterday, we saw the Legion shotgun being played, even double shotgun, just like actually here as well. Tom was also having the double shotgun, the main weapon shotgun, the full like the semi-auto one, and then the super shorty as a secondary. So that was happening here as well. Very interesting combination. But yeah, it seemed to work out just as it did yesterday. So very interesting to see that happening. Once again, of course, CrownZero now going for another offensive bombs, offensive round. Once again, a different bomb side as the defenders keep on winning. And well, Flores drone was trying to find those bandit charge, almost managed to do so, but unfortunately got elf with, and that's why the bandit charges are still intact.
Oh, close.
Wow.
Close. Distracting the bandit for just a second. He had to pick up his own C4, but it just wasn't enough to get rid of the floors. They didn't really... They had the chance to bring a Maverick, but they decided not to. They still have EMP grenades, though.
Yeah, those EMP grenades are definitely one other opportunity to go for a proper breach here, of course, but there is still the risk of getting bandit tricked. I would have said that maybe the impact of the EMP nades and the Flores drones at the same time would have been a better opportunity and a better chance here for the attackers to actually get that wall open. But interestingly, they decided not to do so. Meanwhile, we already see the Blitz being injured and being finished there by Tom. So this is the first attacker losing his life once again in the favor of the side of Solaire Ghost Army. So nice little start. We can actually see that the garage even has been opened up as well by the secondary hard breach utility, which just gives the attackers a nice opportunity to enter the building from different areas.
Yeah, it's what I said earlier. It's sloppy attacks. They need to play together a bit better. The floors and EMP grenades would have made it impossible for the bandit to trick, because he would have to deal with the floors drone and then replace his battery before the breach opened up, which is time-wise almost impossible. It needs a very good timing. Tom getting a second kill this round, making a 3v5. Looks like CrownZero is really falling apart. Kenzie getting a kill. On Nerdy, it's a 2v5, no breach, no utility clear. This is not going to go well for CrownZero.
Yeah, definitely not going well, especially after Nickett also then falls to the hands of Senzo, leaving Loki all left standing in a 5 versus 1. He must be very successful in order to work this around, of course, because there's 5 defenders knowing his position, even running out on him very, very convincingly. And then finishing off this round flawlessly. I believe this is the first flawless round even of this matchup. I don't think we have seen it on the previous map either. And, well, very convincingly, Solaire now finding themselves in a 3-0 advantage. Advantage that we haven't seen this matchup either so far. The biggest one that we've seen was a 2-0 advantage.
Yeah,
And,
it looks like somebody on Solaire really needs to be eating their late-night snack at this point.
I guess the dinner just helped them out. Yeah.
Yeah, that full stomach. He probably the break between matches. It just allowed him to recycle, and now he's gunning.
Yeah, it came at a cost for the very first map with the 2 team kills and then the AFK player. But now things are definitely paying off for the side of Ghost Army Solaire. Yeah, we are now in a very nice role. 3 rounds on the boards. They are playing as a defensive team, of course, so technically this is benefiting them. But if they at least get 4 or potentially even 5 rounds on a row, then they should be pretty much locked in to win this map and take it home and go for the third map of today. But we'll see how things go. Let's not get too much ahead of ourselves. And
Yeah,
see how
I think CrownZero really needs to take 1 round before it's a 5-0. Otherwise, turning it around when the roles swap is going to be too hard. There's too much momentum riding on Solaire. We see Tom running the bot crutch shotgun on Vigil. This is going to be interesting. It'll be very frustrating for anybody by Crowns to be injured or die to that boss G.
So yeah, once again, another round here on the attack for the side of CrownZero. This time they have decided to bring Jackal into the play, which is of course a very handy operator to especially find sneaky operators hiding in corners like that Vigil that we just quickly spotted out on the top floor. Just gonna really help CrownZero to just get an easier foothold in the map, avoid certain surprises, and locate those roamers which are hiding in the distance. And hopefully they can get those opening kills this way, get a proper entry into the map, and then actually have some proper effects onto the bomb site itself. But with the first minute almost expiring, yeah, they need to step up the game a little bit here.
Yeah, this is the way you need to play Clubhouse. It's not the biggest map, but it's such a broad map. Oh, Vigil got spotted, sadly. Wasting time by just running 3 roamers at this point is essential, almost. Ooh, Vigil takes out Tom. Beautiful play. Runs away from the blitz, just evades him. And this is what I was talking about. This first round, when they went bottom floor, they could have run 2 or 3 roamers, just holding top floor, holding main stairs. It would have made it far easier for them to run down a whole minute or 2. Ooh, Jackal takes out Tom, anticipating him coming out of garage, and 1 roamer down, but there's still 2 in play.
Yeah, there seems to be 1 laying in the kitchen and 1 towards strip club. Those are 2 big problems with the Jackal and all those drones which are currently on the way. I hope they're really going to find it. But the question is in what extent they are actually aware of Legion's position at this point. We see the drone going around. It's suspiciously driving around, so I guess they know. But with the Blitz now rushing in, yeah, they seem to know about his position for sure. Find the easy headshot after even the Blitz ran through the fire. Kazi with a kill onto Nerdy. Kenzie with a kill onto Kazi. And Yoshio unfortunately leaving the game. So this leaves us with a 1 versus 3 situation here, with only 1 member of the side of Solaire Ghost Army left standing versus 3 members on the side of CrownZero. Especially with the Jackal in play and the Blitz, it's going to be a very difficult round here for Senzo. But he is playing as the Warren, however, so any flash from the Blitz, he should be able to counter.
Like I said, it just needs 1 guy on Solaire to get just a bit too hungry for CrownZero to take 1 round. Yeah, it was well played by Crowns. The Blitz and the Jackal, it's a beautiful combo in Clubhouse, and it's just, there we go, closing out the last man, and it will probably be a technical timeout.
Yeah, there seem to be some issues here on the side of the Ghost Armies by Solaire, where 1 player unfortunately has left the lobby. We unfortunately don't have any intel on where the player is. I guess we'll find out soon. But before we can continue with this match, we're just going to quickly jump here back to the cameras, where we get another chance to talk about the matchup for a little bit. We have seen the first 3 rounds now happen. Actually, the first 4 rounds now happen of this match. A 3-1 in the advantage of Ghost Army by Solaire, where then CrownZero finally found a bit of foothold and scored their first point.
Yeah, it seems that Ghost Army has a connection issue.
Yeah.
It looks like he's back, but like I said, somebody going for a lunch break, it went in the direction of CrownZero the first game. If CrownZero still turns it around and wins Clubhouse, we'll see. Maybe it's just luck shining on them very brightly.
Yeah, I believe the player is on his way, as we're now understanding. So he just got kicked out. Just a bit of a connection issue, but he should be back soon. But yeah, with his first 4 rounds now being done, 3 rounds going in favor of Solaire Ghost Army. So far, the pick and the defense is really really paying off for them. They really managed to score some rounds, have a nice 2-round advantage over their opponent. 2 more rounds to go here on that defense for them, so they have a nice opportunity to even turn this into a 4-2 or 5-1 even, where then the members of CrownZero might have a difficult time on the defense. But who knows? There's still a very good chance, like you said, for CrownZero to turn things around back in their favor as well. And maybe this map will get just as close as we have seen on Bank, just a bit later. But yeah, this match so far is at least very, very interesting.
Yeah, if they have something planned like they had with their weird stuff on Bank, playing 2 floors, maybe 3 floors, Solaire they might be in trouble if they switch to the attack, or it might just be too easy for them to attack if they can't hold the positions well. So we'll see what CrownZero has in play for us, and yeah, I hope it's going to be good.
Yeah, so far we still unfortunately don't have any information on whether the player is actually able to return, because later there have been some issues where after you left a lobby or just got disconnected from the game, you might not be able to reconnect, unfortunately. So as we don't have an update on that yet, we're just going to jump to a little break screen where you will be able to enjoy some of the clips from today or from the past days, and then hopefully we'll be back very soon. So don't go too far, shouldn't be long, but we'll see you in a bit. And we're back. Luckily, that the player rejoining didn't take too long. It's still a 3-1 score, of course. It's Solaire. Solaire Ghost Army with 3 rounds on the board versus 1 from the side of CrownZero, where they managed to win that 4th round. So this is the 5th round. Solaire Ghost Army going back to the basement where they were very successful on the previous time they played there. The question is, will CrownZero continue their winning streak, or will Solaire Ghost Army just fight back?
Yeah, it looks like, CrownZero did pick up momentum after the last technical difficulty rehost on Bank, so it might go their way. They've adjusted to their attack to deal with roamers and the site, but we're also seeing a Cade on the side of Solaire, so maybe they're gonna have just a bit of a tougher time to attack those hatches.
Yeah, indeed. So right now, all eyes are focused on CrownZero. They finally managed to win their first attack offensive round previously, and they're of course looking for more. The basement, a strong bomb site for Solaire to play on, and again with that Jackal, which really helped out the side of CrownZero the previous time. They have of course brought it again. I believe this time there's not really that much roamer presence, or potentially no roamer presence whatsoever. But especially with the Kaid and the Tubero combo, it's going to be extremely difficult here for the side of CrownZero to actually get those hatches to open up, and a lot of time will be wasted. So this is a very smart tactic from the side of Solaire. Ghost Army.
Yeah, watching the K trick with the Tubero, that's interesting way to utilize utility, especially on that church hatch. Church is one of the most important hatches to defend because it's just a gateway straight into the site. Dropping a blitz down that's going to be really detrimental to Solaire, but they also brought a Clash just to deal with the sprinting shield and deal damage to him at the same time as well.
Legend operator that often gets banned as well, but whenever she gets picked, and especially if she's covered by some good teammates, she can be extremely, extremely strong. I think Solaire Ghost Army is definitely one of those teams who can be very successful with the Clash, as long as of course players stay alive long enough to play together with her, because if the Clash ends up in a 1 versus X situation, she is basically screwed. So let's see how things go from here. As you can see, the hatches are, or at least the hatch of the bar area is still closed, kitchen as well. So this is really how effective the Kaid and the Tubero have been on denying those hatches from being breached, and especially in combination with impact tricking happening as well. Well, CrownZero just cannot get those hatches opened at all.
Yeah, I haven't seen a classic kitchen hatch impact trick in a while. Love to see it. It's one of those strats they've stayed around since before the rework. They've been there since impact grenades were introduced, and it's lovely old school siege.
Yeah,
if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, and in total 4 harbinging gadgets were brought. I believe only blue stock is the only hedge that might have been opened up, but all the other ones are going to stay shut and are shut right now. So this is going to be a very difficult round for the attacking side of 4 versus 4 right now. But Tom with a kill onto Kenzie. I'm gonna say, yeah, no, UK, I should say, is a 4 versus 3. Really makes things a little bit harder here for the offensive side. Only 15 seconds remaining, so very limited time as well. Attackers need to go to the bomb side right now and just give everything in their power. But especially with the Clash in the way, that might be more difficult. But Clash actually gets taken care of. Another kill from the side of CrownZero really lowers the chances here for the attacking side. Kaid is the only one standing in a 1 versus 1, but it's in the end, it's Kaid with that final kill. Secures the round here for the team, for the defense. Just by a hair, it got way too close for comfort. But it's Solaire Ghost Army fighting back and securing their 4th round. With only one more defensive round coming for them.
Yeah, he needed to either kill that Cade or somebody should have gone for the res a bit earlier, which is just not possible when the time's running out. You can tell CrownZero is really starting to get sweaty when the timer runs down, and still very well executed attack, and it could have gone either way, just all the way to the end.
Yeah, so with a 4-1 score, Solaire on a 3-round advantage once again. A very strong advantage if you ask me. And with 4 rounds on the board on the defense, they have done their bare minimum to have a good chance in after the roll swap. But of course, the map basically with defensive favorites, getting 4 rounds on the board, picking that defense, and at least you won 4 of those rounds, and then you just need 3 rounds on the attack to actually win the map. But of course, the top floor, they did it very successfully the previous time as well. They might even be able to turn this into a 5-1, which puts them in a very, very nice head start.
Yeah, it's interesting to see them reinforcing that wall between Cash and Workshop, which is not usual. Usually it's being played for head holes just to watch that vault in, and it really constrains them into the site for defense as soon as Workshop falls. Because if the hard breach survives long enough, that wall will be open and it'll be on the advantaging side for CrownZero. Yeah, not for Solaire.
At the same time, though, I mean, I would say the hard breaching capabilities of the attacking side is limited, no, but I missed the ace. They actually have brought the ace. So they have 2 hard breaches, so there's plenty of hard breach opportunity here for the attacking side to open many walls. But with 3 players already stacking there on Jacuzzi, I'm actually somewhat expecting a very aggressive push here from the Jacuzzi wall, which is being opened right now. The Blitz rushes in, it's followed by a Lion scan. Players not even ready on bomb side, immediately getting headshot. Blitz just running around, but getting shot from behind with a shotgun. But attackers still on the loose. They are getting more and more gun control, but defenders have been alerted. They are back in the bomb side. They are regaining control, but it's goes from happening from either side, 2 from the defense and 2 from the attack, leaving us with a 2 versus 2. Attackers still inside, but unfortunately getting taken care of. Diffuser left on the floor right now and leaving Lion all left standing, still outside of the building, right outside of the window of the gym where the diffuser currently is located. With a 2 versus 1, this will be pretty difficult for him.
Yeah, this was very, very sloppy by CrownZero. That blitz missing the mute on the stairs, vital place to check before you run into sight, and really paying for it by getting a shotgun to the back. Still could go either way though. That Lion, not the top frag though. Nope, doesn't check his corners. Gets taken out by Tom, and another round for Solaire. Going into the roll change with a 4-round advantage is not looking good for CrownZero this far.
It's a 5-1 score for the first half. That's a very good score here for the side of Ghost Army. Way better than any of the 2 teams did on that previous map. So it really shows that, first of all, Bang of a Clubhouse is just a better map here for the side of Solaire Ghost Army, but also shows that they are just in a better position, in a better shape than they were on Bank. Right now, of course, CrownZero 4 rounds behind on their opponent, but they are on the defense, so I definitely expect at least 1 or 2 round wins here from the side of CrownZero. But at the same time, 2 rounds, that's also what Solaire Ghost Army needs in order to win this map. So, yeah, there's a very good chance that Solaire Ghost Army will actually be able to win it, but it's entirely up to CrownZero right here.
Yeah, CrownZero on defense, they'll really, really have to pull something out of their magic hat to make it work, to make it happen. But we've seen them do it on Bank, we've seen them turn it around, and they might be able to turn around a 4-point lead. There's nothing speaking against it so far. We'll see when the round starts and the bodies start dropping.
Attackers must locate.
Yes, of course, the roll stop, like we said, had happened. Is now here CrownZero on the defense. They have decided to go for the top floor first, where Solaire Ghost Army decided to go for the basement first. But like I already explained in the very second round of this map, both top floor, and I'm not talking about gym, master bedroom, and the basement are both very favorable bomb sites, and both teams seem to really like either of them. Thermite already opening some of those exterior walls, creating new lines of sights and entry points, and at the same time also a lot of drone work happening. Even a Brava drone on the loose who's trying to find some utility to hack.
Yeah, we're seeing a Neck with a shotgun playing below, which is
Oh,
really interesting. Kenzie getting the first kill on Loki, which means Melusi's falling, which means Cash also belonging to SLR instantly.
oh.
Neck takes out Fleeks. Oh, he didn't expect the shotgun to be standing downstairs.
Yeah,
And
information that was
3v3.
available to the side of Solaire, but unfortunately didn't actually. Sorry, the information available to the side of CrownZero unfortunately didn't make its way to that player. Very unfortunate. But this brings us to 3 versus 3 right now. But the attackers already having control over CCTV cache though, so the attackers are actually in a decent position for where they can actually put loads of pressure onto the bomb site. Still over half of the round remaining, and especially the kill from Sensor here onto Kenzie for UK. It's even getting better here for Solaire.
Yeah, it's exactly what I said. As soon as that workshop wall falls to the hard breach, it'll be extremely hard to defend. But them being in the 2v2, the only one in full health on the attacking team is Neck with a shotgun, who's range disadvantaged by quite a bit. It could still go either way. She's going to rush in. She's going to try to peek with a shotgun. Bandit won't have it, but takes damage, takes too much damage, gets injured. 1v2. Very well played by SLR there. Like capitalizing on the full health, and Nerdy takes down Kenzie. And takes down KZ, or Crazy,
Through the smoke.
through the smoke. Very nice.
Personally, I don't even see him.
I
don't
haven't
even
seen
see
him as
him.
well.
I didn't see him in the live play. I didn't see him in the kill cam. But either way, perfectly sensed, beautifully sensed from the side player of CrownZero playing as that smoke. That was Nerdy, was the player. Beautifully done, and this actually helps here for CrownZero to actually secure another round.
Just pure instinct on smoke, and it did pay off for them. They turned it around. It's 5-2, and it really does look like it's gonna be. It's gonna be. It could still go either way.
Yeah, it seems actually that I'm having a bit of a technical issue. I don't know about
Same.
you. Okay, apparently we're having a bit of a technical issue here on the stream side, but we are working on it. So that's why you're actually now seeing you and me, and hopefully things are going to be fixed soon. But yeah, well, again, a little moment here for you and me to talk about the match. We're getting an opportunity, what almost looked to be going towards the 6-1 score in the very last moment. Actually, yeah, CrownZero managed to work it back into their favor and managed to win that round. Beautifully done. But there's still 3 rounds behind on their opponent.
Yeah, this could still go either way. I'd love to see CrownZero at least pull it back far enough for them to get into overtime, but the way it's looking, it's still Solaire Ghost Army having an upper hand. It's still them riding a lot of momentum, so it could be a 7-2 closeout. It could be a 7-3 closeout. It could be a 7-4 closeout. It's 2 more rounds they need to win, and if they trade rounds, it's not going to go well for CrownZero. It'll put us to the third map, but I mean, that's what everybody wants, right? You want to see more siege, so you want to see a third map in the end.
Indeed. And yeah, well, while we're actually having some technical issues here, I believe I'm trying to figure out what actually is going on. Yeah. Oh, apparently okay, so apparently we lost connection with our observer, so that's unfortunately why we're not seeing anything at this point. I don't know whether the game is still going on at this moment, but I guess it is. But yeah, we're just waiting to actually receive some information here for us casters to go off. So we're just going to throw to a little break while our producer and observer work on a fix, and then we'll be right back. Oh,
Just a second.
apparently our producer and observer don't need that much time, so they should be able to solve it pretty soon. So we're just gonna wait patiently, and the machine should actually start receiving some information again.
It's the usual technical issues you get when you just use consoles because it's just slow.
Yeah, that's always the unfortunate stuff. But hey, in the end, like like the console scene doesn't have that budget that we see on PC leaks, and we're just making it work. We're rolling with everything that we have, putting all effort that we can possibly put. And of course, these issues are just a regular part of it, and are supposed to be there. Sorry,
Yeah.
oh, I was just hearing. Okay, so apparently we have missed one round of the game. Once we're back, we'll see what happened, to which team that round went. But hopefully, we'll soon see what's been going on. So our
We're hoping
apologies
for
for.
CrownZero. They got to pull it back. They can't
That
give
would be
us this.
lovely. But at the
Yeah, I
same
don't
time,
want
I would love this map to go to Ghost Army as well, so we can actually see that third map. I mean, Border. Yeah, Border. You're not too excited about Border, but I would actually love to see it. I would love to see as many matches this season go to all three maps as possible, because that would really mean that all the matches and all the teams are really, really well matched with each other. And that's also one of the goals, of course, for each season, that the teams just get better and better, and the skill level, the gap between skill levels get closer and closer and smaller and smaller. And that's also something that we generally are seeing every season, getting better and better. But here we actually get to see it. The round seems to have gone to Solaire. Okay,
Ooh,
so
tough.
Solaire managed to win their their second offensive round. I mean, the second offensive round that they played, and the first attempt of it.
Attackers
What the
have
fuck I'm
discovered the
saying?
location of a bomb.
The second offensive round for them, and the first time they actually managed to win one of them. So,
And we're
yeah,
seeing
6
CrownZero. Sorry, we're seeing CrownZero doing what I expected them to do, similar to Bank, going for that beautiful,
10
beautiful,
seconds left
weird
before
strat
insertion.
stuff that you just wouldn't expect them to do. Taking a bar,
5 seconds
playing it
left.
vertical. This might throw a wrench in the works for SLR, but they're going back to the neck. No shotgun this time, and let's see if it will be a successful strip club attack or if they're going to take garage.
Yeah, it's really all eyes focused on Solaire right now. We are on the match point. They only need to win 1 out of the 4 upcoming rounds in order to still win this map and bring us to a third without the need to go to overtime. That's a very big luxury for them, a very nice position for them to be in, because they can afford to lose some rounds, but losing 4 rounds in a row just seems very unlikely, really. But of course, it could happen. But yeah, just the motive, like the boost that you get from that, just feeling so much more confident, should also help already. However, 2 members of Ghost Army Solaire already losing their lives early on, with Kenzie then working back a little bit by taking out that vigil, might still hurt the offensive here.
Yeah, you can see UK was playing way too aggressive, swinging wide on that Ashe when there was no reason to. It's what I was talking about, too much aggression on CrownZero's side, just hungry for kills. They could have been 5-man, a 5-man versus 3, 2-man up, but now they're 1-man up, and it still could go either way. But I'm seeing this round going for CrownZero. SLR only has their hard breach left. There's no way to really get that bandited wall and strip club open. Brava's lost 1 drone as far as we've seen.
Yeah.
1's still active, so it'll be tough to attack, but if they do win their gunfights, SLR could take this round, and they could take this match.
And don't even forget, the bomb site is not even located on the top floor. It's actually located in bar and backstage, which is a very difficult bomb site for both to defend and to attack. Having the top floor control is crucial for either of the 2 teams, so that's at least positive for the attackers. But with an Echo and a Pulse in play, things will get very, very tricky. You can actually see a players waiting down below the hatch of kitchen. I think the attacker is aware, so he wouldn't jump in from that window, because that would definitely be a death wish. But time is maybe perhaps one of the biggest issues for the attackers, as it's starting to run low.
We have Legion taking some shots out from the Brava, who I think might have lost his second drone at this point. It's interesting to see. Brava's trying to enter hard to get any peeks off, shots off on the enemy team, since they're all bunkering down in sight. And we've got a post below, deny plant, or deny the hallway at least, since plant denials will be hard. Sinzo taking another frag, makes it a 3v3, putting them even, but there's only 30 seconds left to plant. Let's see what they pull out of their hat, as I've said. Make the magic happen.
Yeah, the Pulse and the Echo are definitely going to be some of the biggest issues here for the attackers. They need to deal with those. Pulse already getting dealt with. Legion also dealt with, so now it's all coming down to the Echo. But the Echo can just play from a very safe distance, use the drone. There's only 12 seconds. If he has his drones in the right position, he can easily deny these plans, and I think it's actually going to happen. No, the drone gets spotted. He means he lost his drone. He has a second, but he needs to relocate it. But I don't think he has the time. The plant is going down and goes down successfully. Timer now ticking against the Echo, who does find 1 kill, turns things into 2 versus 1, goes for the gunfight. Unfortunately, doesn't find the kill there, but the timer still ticking against him. No drones remaining, no drones to gather that information. He needs to find a way in. Finds the Ashe as well, so 1 versus 1 right now. He needs to find 1 more kill. The player is currently located all the way in kitchen, and it's very difficult to find. The Echo needs to get the
Defender
kill
exposed.
and then go for the diffuser, because as long as the player is located in the kitchen, he will have a very long line of sight towards the diffuser, which makes it impossible to go for the defuse. And as Stoneman gets the kill
that was
onto that Echo,
close.
the round goes to Solaire Ghost Army with a 7-2 score for the map.
Beautiful gameplay from Solaire there. They really turned it around.
Yeah.
3v4, very winnable. Could have been a 3v5. That's Vigil. Far too aggressive.
Yeah. So now we find ourselves in a very interesting situation, because one map won by the side of CrownZero console, and then the other map won by Solaire Ghost Army. So right now we are on a 1-1 score, meaning we will be going to the decider. The decider is going to be Border. And in terms of who's going to be able to pick the side to start on, that's actually going to be Ghost Army Solaire, as they have the better round difference, because they won with a 7-2 score, where CrownZero won with a 7-5 score. So yeah, Solaire Ghost Army, they will have an advantage of picking the side that suits them the best. And then, of course, the side of CrownZero will actually be able to pick the overtime side. But in terms of Border, I find it very hard to say which team should actually benefit this map, because of course neither of the two teams picked this map. It's a decider map. And in terms of how Border plays out, I think it should benefit Ghost Army.
Yeah, it seems Solaire's picked defense, which is
Okay.
interesting. Attack seems to be favored on Border, especially as we've seen them play against LDL before in RSX. Solaire really didn't do well on defense.
Mhm.
They absolutely crumbled. And they didn't do well on attack either, which is interesting, which might be the reason they're picking defense. Just going for a safe bet, play some verticals, pick some C4s, and chill behind some deployable shields, because I mean that is Border at this point. It'll be interesting to see what CrownZero is going to do on defense when the roles
Yeah.
swap, because Border defense also, I mean, it's an old map. You've seen everything, but you don't know what's going to happen. There's 1,000 different ways you can set up each site. They're all old. They're all kind of boring, but yeah, it'll be interesting what they choose to do. If they just
Yeah.
open up everything, hold long angles, we haven't seen that yet as a possibility for them bank, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, before we know how Border is actually going to play out, we're going to throw it to a little break for, again, about 5 minutes, and then we'll be back with the final map to decide the victor of this very close, intense match between Ghost Army Solaire and CrownZero. So don't go too far. Again, grab a drink, grab a little snack, go to the toilets, and then about 5 minutes, we'll be back with the final map. Man, I love how short the breaks are today. We're always back so quickly and don't leave our viewers waiting for too long. We're back. It's still Bozamax and Odium. Well, actually, you're on that side. Odium. And we're here for the final map of today. It's still Solaire Ghost Army versus CrownZero. And, well, it's been a bit of a roller coaster. We started with the very first map where CrownZero actually managed to win with a 7-5 score. But then suddenly on the second map on Clubhouse, Ghost Army Solaire really fought back, won with a 7-2 score, which now brings us to the final map of this evening, which is Border, where it will be decided once and for all who is going to be victor of this evening.
Yeah, Border can go either way. It's one of the most played out maps, as I've said many times before, but it's interesting because of all the ways you can play it, everybody's seen every way. So it's all about adaptability between the two teams, seeing which team manages to take the upper hand on the other for whatever site setup they decide to do for which site. And what I'd really love to see is them not taking Armory as default site for the first round. Go into Workshop, go into Tellers, go into Customs. I don't want to see Armory. It's just stale. I hope these teams surprise us, especially CrownZero has been surprising with some setups that you usually don't see. And I have high hopes.
Yeah, most likely we are gonna see Armory, but yeah, I get what you mean. And Border is also one of those maps where basically any bomb site is actually good. Everything is very much playable with the right strategies, with the right execution. So that makes Border a bit of a more interesting map, actually. But yeah, like a bit less default bomb size is always desirable. And in terms of operator bans, well, we're not surprised with that first ban, right, are we, Odium?
Nope. But the second ban, very interesting.
Yeah.
Seeing that CrownZero's on attack, they've probably target banned Grim. So it's been very, very heavily utilized against them the past 2 matches, and I don't see the impact. Except on one round on Bank, the impact was pretty high on the Warden, but on the other rounds, it wasn't that strong of a pick.
Yeah, it's also the sound that those bees create. Those are it's very annoying. It's very distracting and easily, well, basically deafen out some other sound that you want to hear but just cannot hear because of those bees. And yeah, I guess it's just because the operator was utilized so much. I think that's indeed why it's being banned here.
Yeah, they don't want to weaken their own attack, I guess. And Valk ban, not surprising. Mira ban, somewhat surprising.
Yeah,
strong on the map, but not a must-have.
No, but Valkyrie being banned on her own home ground, of course, because she was introduced with this map when it first released in, I believe it was the second season of Rainbow
second
Six
season.
Siege ever,
Year
like
one,
the
season
second
2.
expansion ever.
Dustline.
Yeah, good old times. Times long gone, man. That's already.
You know who's never going to be banned on his own home ground? Blackbeard.
Blackbeard, unless they somehow manage to fix him. Somehow.
No, I think Blackbeard is very, very situational.
Yeah.
And for that reason, I don't think he needs to be adjusted. It's just you need him sometimes, then you pick him. He's just not OP.
Yeah. And one operator that we're seeing once more again is Scopus. One that we did see twice on Bank, but got team killed every single time just because the player was AFK. So for the first time ever, we're actually officially going to see Scopus being used in ESA Cup today. So that's a bit of a primeur, a bit of a nice introduction here. And yeah, the players were just quickly confirming whether she's actually allowed to be used, but she is indeed. And that's why they now are continuing to actually use her. So very excited to see what Scopus will bring us. Because of course Scopus is a very interesting operator, very unique in its own way. We've never seen anything like it really. And I'm very curious to see how it will play out.
Yeah, it is one of those operators, though, where I feel like it feels most classic Siege. Some operators, they don't feel like Siege as much as Year 1 did, or Year 2. But Scopus really feels grounded, well-balanced when released, and not too just outlandish. It's just 2 operators that can switch places. It sounds kind of dumb, but it works well with the game, and it'll be interesting to see how she plays on a map so small.
Yeah, it was just. Ooh, wow, that's already the first player gone. And second player gone as well. Wow, it's CrownZero starting off very strong here against Ghost Army. Perhaps Ghost Army just being a bit too aggressive there and getting punished for it. But it resulted them in losing the Mute and the Goyo very early on, which leaves them in a 3 versus 5 situation. I was about to say, like, it was very interesting how actually R6 Esports quarantined Scopus very early on when she got released. But luckily, that didn't really take too long. And she's luckily allowed to be played, and therefore she's also in ESA Cup. But yeah, so far, we're not getting to see her. She's already taken care of it. Just really falling apart for Solaire Ghost Army here on this very first round. Very quick round here from the side of CrownZero, with still 3 members alive towards the very end when the round got finished. The one taken care of.
UK on a triple kill on Ashe again. We see that R4C nerfs, unless they take another 10 bullets out of that gun, it really will never be weak. And it also shows that you don't need to nerf an operator. You need to buff other operators to make them more viable as an alternative. Make Zofia 2-speed again. We'll see more Zofias in play. And on the Scopus quarantine, I think it's because the operator was too buggy. Which, fun fact, in the live build of the game, still very bugged. Probably just the esports build that doesn't suffer from all the problems that Scopus has. Because, yeah, I mean...
Yeah, luckily there was a little patch yesterday which did fix some of the issues that came with Scopus. So at least she's already in a bit of a better situation than she was, let's say, on Monday when we had our first match of the season. But yeah, I'm happy to see her getting played. It's unfortunate that we didn't really see that much action, or no action at all with her. And there's also results in Solaire Ghost Army actually deciding to drop her, unfortunately. But they are going for a second attempt on the same bomb site, just with the different loadouts, different operators.
Bring in a Rooney to slow down the push just a little bit, just by a few seconds. One of the Scopus bugs, good they patched it. I encountered it on a cast last week.
Oh, wow.
If you observe the Scopus, it will turn everything black and white for you.
Ah, right.
Scopus.
I've seen you stream that match. I've seen it actually happen. That's the first time that you
Yeah,
encountered it.
I
Yeah,
saw
that
it in
was
the
one.
patch notes. I'm like, thank God, Ubisoft.
Yeah, and another one was that the observer couldn't collapse the big player cards. Was one
Oh, I didn't even
observer.
notice that. I never collapse. I never expand the big player cards, so I never really collapse them. I don't really see a
Yeah.
point.
Our observer Ogon was very happy with the one because he was suffering from that one on the Monday. But luckily that has been fixed as well. And also something that's being fixed right now is Solaire's performance, as this time is not them receiving all the kills or getting killed very early on, but this time it's CrownZero getting killed early on, which already puts Solaire Ghost Army in a 5 versus 3 situation within the first minute.
Yeah, it's well played by the team. I said it could go either way, but no. Fleeks takes a first kill for CrownZero for the round, almost taking out a second guy, but he decides to be more patient, don't commit to the peak. 3v4 could go either way, and I'm hoping for Crowns to pull out just a few more rounds here before Solaire start taking up steam again.
Yeah, I mean, that's Solaire on the defense, so in a way it should again benefit them in a way as Siege in general. It's just defensive favorite. I don't know exactly how it is for this map these days, but for now it seems to be pretty well balanced. As now a 3 versus 3 between these two teams. It's still 1 minute and 20 seconds on the clock, so the members of CrownZero still have a proper opportunity to find some information, find the information where the players are playing, get some of the kills, find Kenzie and take care of him, and now they find themselves in a mid advantage, which might work out even better for them. They still have the Termite. He is still one of the Heartbreach gadgets, and this way it can even get more difficult and more tricky for the members of Solaire.
Yeah, an office take at this point would be very beneficial, since they're at a man advantage, but there's also time really playing against them. We hear a smoke going off, and Warden probably going to be ready to peer through the smoke. And he gets predicted and pre-fired by Fleeks. Beautiful kill there. Going for the double kill, winning the second round for the attack, even though they had a man disadvantage at the beginning. Very, very well played by CrownZero, and Solaire seemingly lacking this round. Oh, fascinating.
Yeah, it's a bit of a rough start here for the side of Solaire, even though this round almost seemed to kind of start in their favor. But yeah, with CrownZero just fighting back, fixing their issues, and just fighting back, they managed to score a second round on the board. This is also the very first that CrownZero in the first place even starts with an advantage, because on Bank, Solaire started with a 2-0 advantage, and on Clubhouse, they started with a 3-0 advantage. So far, this is the best start for CrownZero at all. And if they're actually able to maintain this, well, then they're up for a very nice start on this final decider map of today. And it will put Solaire Ghost Army in a very tricky situation. But with Solaire Ghost Army still being on the defense, going to the same bomb site for the third time already. I mean, we know the saying, third time is the charm. So he should really be able to win it after 3 attempts. Because if they now really don't manage to win it at all, I think they should consider going to a different bomb site for the 4th round.
Yeah, we'll see. They're committing to that Archives Armory hold, and I said it before the match started. I want to see a different site. I want to see some workshop. I want to see some customs, and they're torturing me. It's like they heard me and they're like, no, we can't give him what he wants. We're gonna go for Armory 1 time, 2 times, 3 times in a row, and if they lose this 3rd round on Armory, it's gonna be massively embarrassing. And yeah, what can I say? CrownZero really playing insanely well so far.
Yeah. With the Sledge, I was about to say, with the Sledge already ascending the metal stairs, that was actually getting very dangerous for the side of Solaire Ghost Army. But luckily, he got found, he got taken care of, and that's the first kill going in the favor of Solaire Ghost Army. However, we have seen it happen before in the previous round, where Solaire got 2 opening kills, but then CrownZero still managed to work it around. So it's too early for Solaire Ghost Army to already start cheering. But then when Nicket's getting killed, Kenzie getting killed by the Claymore, that's a bit of an unfortunate one. Brings us back to an equal 4-4.
Yeah, we see a refrag by Claymore. That's a sign of overconfidence. Senzo taking out Loki, and nope, Ham getting taken out by that Ash again on the frags. Throwing bodies at each other, 2v3. It still could go versus CrownZero, and Nicket gets another kill, making it a 2v2. Still over half of the round left. I'm calling it's going for CrownZero. Please give them another round. Show them that Armory is the worst site in the game. Don't pick Armory. Don't do it. Don't do this to me, guys.
It might just happen. I mean, there's still plenty of time on the board for the attacking side. They have 1 minute and 20 seconds in which they can do some drone work, they can get information, they can open walls, they can take out various defenders. But instead, it's actually Senzo getting a kill there onto Nickets. So right now is UK the only left-standing attacker playing as the Ashe in the 2 versus 1. Well, if there's an attacker capable of clutching and winning those gunfights, of course, it is the Ashe. So there's still a pretty good chance. And also with some soft walls, there's opportunities to have some nice lines of sight or even open us up with the 2 Ashe charges that are still remaining. And with this defender almost lined up, he almost could have gotten a double kill. Did get the injury there onto Senzo, leaving the Legion all left standing, who is actually going for the revive right now. But they need to be very careful because the Ashe is coming, rushing in with a pistol in her hand. Finds one, but unfortunately doesn't find the second. Senzo with a secondary shotgun just right after he got revives. So this was way too close for comfort, but he did get the kill. And this puts the first round on the board for the side of Solaire Ghost Army. I put the score on 1-2.
Yeah, this just shows that Armory, I said it, worst site. Everybody's attacked it a million times. Border's almost never banned in ranked. It's so rare to see. You can't ban it in casual anymore because Ubisoft removed the feature. Players that have been around as long as these, they know this map. They know how to play it. The rework's been ages ago. And one of the successful reworks, together with Clubhouse and Bank rework, those are reworks. They're slight enough to keep the identity of the map and not just confuse people like the Consulate rework for Basement does, for example. So finally seeing Workshop, Workshop, Ventilation Room, finally seeing a different site. It's going to be interesting to see how CrownZero attacks this. They bring a Gridlock, a Ram, and a Hibana, very default, since they didn't spot a Cade on the enemy team. So hatches will be open.
10 seconds remaining.
Ceiling will be opened. It'll be only thing interesting to see, will they attack from the other side? Will they plant on A? Will they plant on B? I'm assuming they'll go for vents.
Yeah, at least we're finally seeing a new bomb site, like you said. It took 3 attempts for Solaire Ghost Army to finally win the top floor, and now they must go to a different one, for which they've gone for a very understandable one. But it's really up to CrownZero to see how they're going to go for the offensive. CrownZero playing pretty aggressive so far this map, which actually has been paying off very well for them. Just the one round that they lost so far, but it could have turned out very differently. The Warden almost found there on the roam. If the player only pre-fired that barricade, he would have most likely even found him. But unfortunately, they didn't. A missed opportunity, especially if they watch back this VODs, they will regret it. Of course, we see more than they do. And the player just didn't really know that well.
Yeah, it was the second default pre-fire that missed. He could have had a default pre-fire main door, Legion placing bulletproof cam. Yeah, it's a shame. It's those small chances you take that pay off. But Nickit flicking KZ. Didn't expect Ram to be inside that quickly. Very well played. 2 men down on SLR. One of them seemed to have disconnected.
Yeah.
Looks like he's going for another lunch break, but it's not KZ this time. It's KZ.
But he better be back soon.
CrownZero. They've pulled out their Joker, sending them to lunch, and it looks like they might be taking this round, especially since Vigil's missing his sights in the 2v5 shots.
Yeah, that would have been a very nice opportunity for the Vigil to get at least 1 kill on the boards. Luckily, the player is very low on HP and will be taken out with 1 bullet, but at least, at the same time, the player still is holding a gun, can still be beneficial to the team, can still contribute, and with Vigil also losing a load of HP, he's also now on 20 and therefore 1 shot, but he gets the kill onto one of the players, goes for an interesting rotate, but the floor is on fire, he doesn't know, and Fleeks is waiting for him, and then finishes off the Vigil, leaving the Warden all left standing, gets found from above, and gets taken care of. And that's yet another round going to the side of CrownZero, putting them on a 1-3 score, 3-1 score. And with the 1 player being gunned from the side of Solaire Ghost Army, I guess he hasn't returned yet. I didn't see it at least. Yeah, he hasn't. Means we're probably going to have another pause here. And,
I hope they're saying
no,
don't
actually,
pause.
No, yeah, they're asking not to pause. This is
interesting.
And this is also worrying.
This might mean their players drop, which means they might have a very hard time winning this.
Yeah, this is very worrying. Basically, let's say, what could this mean? The player has left the lobby right after he got killed, a potential rage quit. And the fact that they're saying do not pause means that they purposely want to continue in a 4 versus 5. Potentially, there's something wrong within the organization of Solaire Ghost Army. Maybe the players are not in a good way with each other at the moment. Maybe the team is upset because of the rage quits. But something is definitely not right with Solaire Ghost Army. And the fact that they now need to continue
5
with a
seconds
4
left
versus
before
5 is
insertion.
very, very worrying. In the very
Attackers are moving to
just think
defuse
back
the bomb.
about Bank. They started with a nice 2-0 score, then suddenly a player was AFK, and they lost 2 rounds in a row because of that. And in the end, they ended up losing that map. Well, something similar might just happen right now. They finally won their first rounds, or at least they won for one round, and now they have to continue with a 4 versus 5 again, which is definitely not going to be a good thing. So
It's not going to be giving any round advantage to Solaire anytime soon, especially since, you know, we can speculate about the reason what's going on, but I'm just going to assume that after losing 3 rounds back to back, it's or 2 rounds back to back, it's not been the best climate in their chat. So maybe it was a rage quit, maybe
yeah.
he completely disconnected and they don't want a technical timeout. Maybe, you know, maybe dad just unplugged the router. We don't know. But we'll see. Maybe they'll pull it around. 4v5, it's still winnable. Doc's already healed Goyo from the damage he's taken, while Warden's getting found. They're evening it out. McKinsey, 4-4 and 4-3. And yeah, it doesn't look like their disadvantage is any disadvantage at all. It's a 1v4 instantly, and SLR closes out the round with a man down and flawless round anyway. Beautiful. Just beautiful.
Yeah, it's interesting. Apparently, the player is definitely not going to return for Solaire Ghost Army, not even in the upcoming round. So Solaire Ghost Army is going to finish this map as a 4 versus 5. Whether it's going to be in their favor or not, that's going to be the big question. I mean, they have just demonstrated that they're very much capable of winning matches with a 4
Attackers
versus
need to
5.
locate and defuse as many
And
bombs as they can.
yeah, with just one more round coming for their defense, we're going back to that top floor, which they have played 3 times and only managed to be successful on only 1 time.
Attackers have located a
So that's a
bomb.
bit worrying that they are going back here, but perhaps also with only 4 players, perhaps the easiest defendable bomb site.
Yeah, it just shows that perhaps the player that's left, according to the statements of the team at least, perhaps they were actually holding the team back. So 4v5, if they manage to win this as a 4v5, it'll be an absolute hit to the morale of
5
CrownZero.
seconds to insertion.
And let's just hope CrownZero can actually close out this match
Attackers
before
ejected
embarrassing
the defuse the
themselves.
bomb.
Yeah. Well, either way, Ghost Army Solaire is gonna run with every bit of power they have remaining, and they're just basically gonna make the best out of it. And well, that's fair. They might be able to make it work. It would be impressive if they managed to make it work. They just demonstrated the first round, and potentially there's more where that came from. A 3-3 split would be a very good split. A 2-4 would be a bit more of a tricky one, but we'll see how things go from here.
Yeah, attack will be tough on border with 4-man, especially because CrownZero will have 1 body to throw on runouts just randomly. So we'll see. We'll see. I still think this could go either way. SLR is a very, very strong team. We've seen them strong as Ghost Army. They're not going to be any weaker as Solaire Ghost Army. So either way, bodies traded ready 3v3. Yeah, maps will not be decided by manpower.
No. And with this 3 versus 4, there's still a good chance for either of the 2 teams. Ash being very low on HP, Duck able to stim himself and boost some of his players. But now Loki with a kill there onto Tom brings us to 2 versus 4. Double man advantage for the defensive side, or for the attacking side. But that's a beautiful, beautiful double kill here comes out from Yoshiro. The favorite gets back in the favor of the defense, especially after Senzo gets a kill there onto one more attacking player. Leaves Nickett all left standing in this 2 versus 1. Both defenders full on HP, but so is he. He just needs to find 1 to equalize the man count and 1 more to win the rounds. But at the same time, the 2 defenders can play together, find him, take care of him, which they do. And that's yet another round going to the side of Solaire Ghost Army, equalizing the score and putting it on a 3-3.
Yeah, not just that, not just the beautiful, beautiful gameplay on Solaire's side, closing out the second round in a 4v5, but also, fun fact for the viewers that have been here since the first map, we have confirmation. He is on a lunch break. He's cooking some food.
Wow.
It's in the match chat. And like I said, it's CrownZero's ace in the hole. It's a Solaire player going to grab some food. And yeah, it's just working out again.
I'm astonished. This is the first time I've ever seen something like this. Teams favoring their food over the game. I guess Solaire Ghost Army is also very much aware that they're a good team and will most likely made it out of the Swiss system. The good thing about Swiss is, of course, also this is not an elimination match. They can afford to lose up to 2 matches. If they lose 3, of course, they're out. So even if they lose this match because of this weird stuff, these weird decisions, they still have other opportunities. But even then, personally, I would never risk it like that. Any match counts, any match is important, and even getting out with a 3-0 would be a very nice accomplishment, and will also give you a nice little break over the other teams, and give you a break to prepare for those finals, which are going to start like in November or so. So you would finish like mid-October, or October or so, and we'll have like a month break basically. So I would definitely favor that over struggling and having a risk. But yeah, I mean, for Solaire Ghost Army, so far it's working out. They managed to win 2 rounds while playing with 4 players. And potentially there's more where that's coming from. But so far, things are not starting well for them, as they just lost that first player.
Yeah, it's a 3v5 in the first 30 seconds of the round. CrownZero really not giving any quarter to Solaire. We have one Solaire player just sneaking in, trying to get a free pick off. But just that rank gameplay isn't working out. Half while taking out the Ash. It's all up to Twitch and Brava. Playing from archives, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Players quitting the mid-game just because they want to be childish, that's something, I mean, you might not have seen it, but I've seen this often. It happens on console quite regularly. And I don't know, it's just a weird mentality they have.
Like, console PC definitely being different in various ways. Although I must say that the console scene has improved significantly over the past years, especially with like ESA running the main scene, basically being the main competition. Things have gotten so much better, but that difference between console and PC just remains, and yeah, it's always clearly visible. But right now with a 2 versus 2, this round is still capable of going to either side. Of course, we had the role swap, so right now it's Solaire on the offense, which might be a bit more tricky. I believe the Twitch might have just gotten into a frost trap. Yes, she just revived herself and is no longer able to sprint and only has 20 HP. But in the meantime, her co-player got 1 kill, leaving the Jaeger all left standing, and the Twitch who revived herself or got herself out of the trap gets the kill. Very rewarding self-revive right there. And this
wow,
impressively puts Solaire in the lead over CrownZero, even though they're only playing with 4 players.
Taking up that 2-round deficit, putting it into the 1-round lead is insane as a 4-man. You can just see CrownZero struggling to keep it together, being way too aggressive, playing at man advantage way too offensively. If they're smart, they're going to play this very conservatively, pick operators that waste a lot of time. Goyo Legion, not necessarily a Jaeger. The Azami is a good pick, but they really need to waste time to make that 4-man to have Solaire have trouble to win those gunfights, because there'll always be a man disadvantage. It's interesting to see.
Yeah, so yeah, interestingly, like those armies still there now, right now in the lead with a 4 freeze. 3 rounds are still away from the win, 2 rounds away from the match point. While CrownZero is only 1 round behind, so it could really go either way. This map might get as close as Bank was, where things now start going back and forth. But I believe this is CrownZero also going for the 3rd time on the same bomb site, right?
Yeah, it looks like it. And
yeah, so the one bomb site I'm
not loving this.
Yeah, the one bomb site you didn't really want to see that much is actually being shown quite a lot. I believe this is the 7th time that we're seeing it. 4th time from Solaire Ghost Army, and now the 3rd time from CrownZero. For Solaire Ghost Army, it took them 3 attempts to at least win it once. Potentially, that's same trend we'll see happening with CrownZero console. Like I said, 3 times is the charm. It's a saying, and we often see it coming true. So I pray for CrownZero that they are actually managing to make it work and not embarrassing themselves on losing to the same bomb site 3 times in a row. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, it was their chance to really take Solaire out of the comfort zone while they're in the man disadvantage. Just play a weird site, make it hard to attack, but Armory is so easy to attack. We can see them extend further into CCTV this time, doing what I expected them to do. If they lose that site, they switch up their setup, and it worked well on Bank. Let's see if it works well on Border.
Yeah, right now it's the first kill coming out here from the side of Solaire towards CrownZero, which brought it to 4 versus 4, but then it's UK with a kill there onto Kanzi at 3 versus 4 right now, but attackers already getting a little bit closer to the bomb site, one already inside of the bomb site even, inside of the bomb site, contesting one of the defenders, 2 of the defenders who are currently playing inside of Armory. The Fuser unfortunately not in hands, otherwise he could have gone for a plant, but then Tom with a kill onto UK. Equalizing the scoreboard once again, or the man count.
Oh, put in a 2-3, but very low health on Solaire's side. It's basically 2 bullets and they're out. So they have to hit their shots. They can't miss any shots. They can't be winning any gunfights, and they can't be taking chances on peaks. Be interesting to see which way this round goes.
Yeah, still 2 versus 3 now in the favor of CrownZero. Still over a minute or just a minute right now remaining for the attackers. They can use it to gather information to find those defenders. Both of them are, however, very low in HP. One bullet would take out either of them. No Legion traps, luckily, otherwise that could have been a big problem for them. But for now, yeah, they find themselves they just need to make the shots count. Headshots will easily get the kills for them and just need to avoid any damage. But as Fleeks then gets a kill onto Tom, it's all coming down to Senzo in a 1 versus 3.
Yeah, I don't see him winning this. He's still got 3 enemies to kill. And it's not exactly that gun that you want to have for a clutch like that. All in all, he's set up very badly if Crown... Oh, yeah, no, Fleeks decides to peek and takes him out instantly. He doesn't even need to go for a headshot. Yeah. What a shame. What a shame.
So that's CrownZero putting another point on the board for them again, equalizing the score, putting it on 4-4, and I'm starting to get a bit of a deja vu from Bank here right now, where the score will just go back and forth, and where the match will get very close, or the map will get very close. But yeah, that's CrownZero finally winning the top floor. 3rd time is the charm, just like Ghost Army Solaire did. And now they must go to different bomb sites. Interestingly, CrownZero is going for a different bomb site. They are going for customs, which is one of the other bomb sites that's definitely playable on this map. Like I said, any is really playable. But this is one that Solaire Ghost Army hasn't gone to. So I'm very curious to see what kind of defensive strategy CrownZero will bring to the board and how Solaire Ghost Army will deal with this.
Yeah, this is exactly what I wanted to see. I want to see some customs action. They're bringing the operators to waste time. They've got a Milusi, they've got a Fenrir, they've got a Legion, but they have to watch out for those 2 Bravo drones because they're able to take out 6 of their devices and switch them around. So just seeing that setup, it'll look like it'll be insanely hard for Solaire to actually get a hold to the side, especially if they also place vertical. The neck might be a good pick, see if she brings hard breach gadgets just to open the hatches, but all in all, I don't see this round going for Solaire unless they really, really capitalize on winning gunfights and taking good positioning.
And we'll see how the side of Ghost Army is going for the attack. I would say it would be logical for them to go for top floor clear. I mean, the top floor would be very beneficial for them to have control over, especially since the defenders are using the top floor to defend the bomb site from above and also having those hatches to easily fall back if need so. But it seems that the attackers are going a bit more for a horizontal push and approaching from the ground floor. I mean, there's a good chance they will be able to catch some defenders off guard and, well, use that in their advantage. But with the castle playing above and having the verticality towards this window, loads of damage has been done on the ram, unfortunately.
Ooh, it's not looking good for Solaire so far. That ram is essential to be taking top floor control, and at the moment, close to being dead. Very close to being dead. They still have a buck for vertical play, but ram's just a safer option. What we're not seeing is a sledge because, you know, what sledge? Haven't heard of him.
So yeah, with the 4-4 score, it's currently the attackers not really being in the favor, especially with a Nate's team kill. What just happened there? And then Yuki with a 2 kills coming from the defensive side onto the attackers, leaves Tom all left standing. Things definitely not going well for Solaire there. But as Tom then does get a kill onto UK, it's a 1 versus 4. Still very difficult position for him to be in. Still needs to find 4 players. He basically needs to ace in order to win the round. Where defusing, of course, is also an option, but unlikely one. But he does have quite a bit of time. He can take his time in order to find one player by another. But it seems like the defenders are playing it pretty safe.
Yeah, CrownZero has diffuser control, and that lucky wall bang on the neck, that's very unfortunate. It's just fortune favoring CrownZero all the way. A nade team kill, a double kill with the lucky wall bang. It's just everything's gone wrong this round, and in order for it to go for Solaire's favor, you really need to have the CrownZero team completely throwing the match.
Yeah, with just 40 seconds remaining, he's now making his way into the bomb site, but with the Fenrir gadgets playing in place and defenders having eyes on him from above, it's almost an impossible job. And he gets taken care of. CrownZero once again back in the lead after losing it after the after being on 3 points at 1 point. They are now reclaiming their lead and find themselves on a 4-5 score. Just 1 round away from the map point / match point and 2 rounds away from actually winning this match. Of course, Ghost Army still with 4 players, so it's just not being beneficial for them for the past few rounds.
Attackers need to locate and
Especially
defuse
since
as
they've
many
gone to the
bombs as
attack.
they can.
But yeah, we'll see how things go. They're going back to another defensive round, this time again on the ground floor, as they cannot still cannot go back to the top floor. And this is one of those bombs that I would love to see as well.
Yeah, like I said, it could still go either way. I just on sites like Workshop or Customs, I just don't see it going in SLR's favor. That's why I'm surprised that CrownZero threw away 2 rounds defending Armory. They're just really biting into it. They said, we want to win Armory. We're not losing Armory to 4 people, and they did win it very closely. These are the sites that we're going to have to be seeing. These Armories locked for this round. And attacking Teller's a bit more straightforward, in my opinion, than Workshop, if it's defended correctly. But if Workshop's defended poorly, it's also very attacker-sided, so
Yeah.
that could have gone either way. I understand why they went for Teller's. It's going to be very hard to attack as a 4-man.
Indeed. Yeah, so right now CrownZero in the lead. They of course want to finish this match in their favor and make use of the opportunity having a 4 versus 5 in their favor. So they're going to give everything in their power to just defend as well as possible. Meanwhile, attackers already making their way towards the building. Ram drones already being sent in to do some destruction, as I was hearing. And they're just mainly looking for information and finding where those defenders are playing on the top floor so they can get some control over that area.
Yeah, it's going to be hard. If you send in the Ram drone too fast, you're going to be allowing the enemy to hold from below. So we'll see if Ram will be able to advantage on those holes.
Close. There's a very close engagement there between the 2 players. Unfortunately, not really landing any shots from either side. And the attackers seem to be kind of abandoning the floor, although the player is making his way back up. I believe there's currently 2 defenders at least playing up top, so those they will need to be dealt with. But also with those hatches being opened up, if things get too hot, they can easily fall back. Even one attacker now completely rotating to the other side of the map, so potentially they're going for a bit of a pinch move, trying to lock in those defenders and kind of close them in, approaching from 2 sides. But as the Frostline got 1 kill, she gets killed instead by Kanzi, and this brings us to 3 versus 4.
Yeah, it's still very winnable for SLR, even though they never had an advantage from the beginning. Floors opened up. It looks like some defenders have fallen back, but maybe not all of them. It's hard to tell. Yeah, we still have a Melusi playing upstairs. We still have Dokkaebi trying to find the flank, which might not come. Castle still sitting upstairs. It's basically a 3v2 for site, but 2 roamers that can always flank. And it's a lot of area they have to clear. They have to basically take Workshop, make sure that Workshop's not being rotated back through, and then also be able to plant on B, which they might attempt while holding off the remaining CrownZero players.
Yeah. And with just 45 seconds remaining, the attackers really need to do something. There's still 1 defender up top that they need to deal with, and then they have basically full control over the ball. Can take full control over the bomb site below. But this, of course, is going to prove very difficult. Ash having a bit of an engagement, getting finished instead. Again, that 1 player was still playing up top, being a huge problem here for the defenders. He's getting contested quite a bit, though, but Kenzie with a kill there onto one of the defenders, leaves us with a 2 versus 3. I believe the diffuser might have been lost up top. Attackers will need to reclaim that before they can go for a plant.
We have Nerdy taking out Nikit, but Dokkaebi solo planting, the most
No way.
unusual thing to happen.
No way.
She has to be aware that everything's open above her and misses her shots on the first enemy.
No way.
Sitting in the Melusi, it's gonna be close.
No way.
Takes out the castle. Will she manage to take out the Legion? He's reloading.
No!
Oh!
Wow!
So very, very close for the clutch.
Going for the revive first.
Respectfully going for the revive before Fleek's eyes.
Wow, disrespect.
That is disrespectful, but I mean it is. The first disrespect we've had this round, that was the Solaire player quitting because they didn't feel like they needed to be in the game. So I guess it's just fair game.
What did our producer mean with BM?
Bad move.
Oh, bad move. Okay. For a second, I thought they were my initials, but for how bad matters. For a second, I thought they were my initials, Bows and Mux. Yeah, that's the best thing I could make of it. But yeah, bad manners is indeed what he meant. Such a nice attempt here on the clutch, though. The Dokkaebi got so incredibly close. Like, the Legion was 80 HP. Just a few bullets would have taken him out, especially if that SMG had a bit more ammunition. He would have been able to take the kill on the close range.
It's parallel to an exact similar clutch I've seen yesterday.
Yeah.
But it's not enough. You can't kill them all. At some point, just the hands are too sweaty, the aim's off, and Legion managed to
But it
close
was a
out the
beautiful,
round.
yeah, it was a beautiful attempt nonetheless. And well, unfortunately for Solaire Ghost Army, they find themselves now in a tricky situation. They are playing with 4 players against 5. They're 2 points behind, and their opponent is on map/series points. Meaning Ghost Army Solaire cannot afford to lose a single round. They need to win 2 in a row to bring this map to overtime, still have a chance to win this match. And well, things are not looking too great. It's been 2 rounds since they won a single, or maybe 3 rounds even since they won a single round. And yeah, it will be good timing for them to start winning some rounds, of course, as otherwise they will be losing this match.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. I mean, it shows that Solaire's, even as a 4-man, they're a very, very dangerous team to come up against, especially on a map that they, like I've said, everybody knows this map. So all they do is they walk in, they really gun, they get the kills. It's an interesting match to see, even though I really don't predict it going in Solaire's favor. It does look like CrownZero is struggling even with an advantage.
Yeah, they're definitely struggling, especially with one of the CrownZero members getting a kill onto one of the Solaire members. But then Yoshiro with a kill onto Fleeks brings us to a 3 versus 4. Palm with a kill onto UK and Yoshiro with a kill onto Nerdy. Hey, this suddenly looks a bit more favorable for the side of Solaire, as they now find themselves in a 3 versus 2 with still 2 minutes remaining. Loads of time to locate those 2 final defenders, do some damage, open up some walls, whatever, weaken any bit of defensive structure, and then still win the round and bring it to a 5-6. So Solaire goes in a good position to do so, but they do need to finish it up if they actually want to make it happen.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's Armory. It's the site you don't want to pick. And they've done it. They've risked it. Well, Nikki gets a kill, but instantly refrag, going to be injured. Oh no, Loki's actually refrag. Goes for the revive. They don't know. They have no info on it, but that puts one at 20 health, one at 33. Every single attacker weapon on the 2 attackers will one-shot them. They go for plant, it's going to be very, very close.
It's going to be a very close round indeed. Even one player deciding to go for drop, potentially go for flank from either metal or all the way from the back. May potentially a wise move, but just leave the Legion on the bomb side, who is very low in HP. He gets taken care of, and now it's a 2 versus 1. The Capcan is somewhere downstairs. Does have a Z4 in the pocket, so could through from below. But as the Ace is now going for the defuse, the time will start ticking very soon. It's the Bravo on the cover. He finds the Capcan and wins the round in for side of Solaire Ghost Army. Right now,
What a round.
It's a 5-6 score. And the upcoming round will either give us a victor for this match, for this map and match, or we'll bring this map to overtime and will give us at least 2 or 3 more rounds for this beautiful match.
Yeah, if CrownZero doesn't close this out and goes into overtime, it just shows that Solaire really, they might have been held back by the teammate, and they're very, very strong players on border, which also makes it very interesting to see that they've lost versus LDL on this map.
Yeah.
Previously in RSX.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, a lot of people are considering LDL to be the best team at this moment, where for a long time, like Entropy Gaming was, for example, considered one of those best teams, or maybe Afterland MVG was considered the best team. Right now, LDL is considered one of the best teams of the console scene, and they have been doing very well, also in other competitions. So in a way, it's also understandable that they might have been struggling against LDL. But well, in a way, Solaire Ghost Army is also one of the best teams. There's just a lot of good teams in the competition this season.
Yeah, I cast a Penta game and I wasn't expecting them to win. I think they were playing against
Located by
Entropy.
attackers. Attackers' objective is to defuse a bomb.
Very well played by them. My memory serves me correctly, the Pentasport team, they're always a mixed bag performance on maps, but they also close it up very well. Yeah, it's when the rosters change and the playstyle changes and the way they interact with each other, you can really see which team comes out on top.
Yeah.
Especially if you have a team like LDL with all the people on the team, most of them, at least 3 of the 5, they've always played together for years and years. So they have good team play. They don't get into any banter that they don't understand the way it's meant. There's no misunderstandings. There's nobody being a baby that as often. Even somebody performs badly, you just notice the team doesn't crumble. And that's also very strong for a team. Oh, we see Loki getting the first kill on Yoshiro. Wiz top frag. Oh no, second to top frag next to Tom. But Kenzie capitalizing on some overzealousness maybe. Getting another kill. 3v4. Yeah, still could still go either way. We might see overtime. We might see CrownZero close out this match.
There's definitely a chance, but with CrownZero now in the favorable position with a man advantage, they're in a position to potentially win this round right here, right now. We can see that they're going to be rushing in, getting damage in the process, and getting kills by a headshot, potential wall bang. But that's unfortunately they're going to be out as well. 2 versus 4. Things are not looking great for Solaire right now, as their opponent has double the man advantage. And yeah, they're on the defense as well. So there's 2 attackers remaining right now for the side of Solaire Ghost Army. They need to do it for their team. They need to win the rounds. Ace is one of those. He's standing by the hedge, thinking about dropping, but he is being watched. We can see it right here. The castle, he knows exactly. It would have been a very bad decision to drop as long as the castle was watching. But the castle knew he was being spotted, went off the angle, went away. The perfect moment for Ace to engage. He gets the kill, which brings him now to 2 versus 3, which makes the situation for Solaire a little bit more plausible.
Yeah, it's beautiful team play there from Solaire. Even in the 2v3, such a disadvantage. They're not losing their composure. And Brava playing from above, that might be an ace in the hole. I don't think CrownZero knows she's there.
So this is going to be very thrilling. The last 40 seconds, potentially the last 40 seconds of this match even. But if it's up to Solaire Ghost Army, they are going to find some more kills and potentially win this round. I'm very, very thrilled to see how this will go. I mean, Ace is pretty low in HP. The wall is electrified, so he will not be able to deal with it. But with the Brava from above, she can use the secondary shotgun to open up some verticality, deal with those bandit charges, after which the Ace can actually go for the breach. Another opportunity for them to make it into the building and have a line of sight. The drop comes in from the Brava, finds a headshot onto Nickit. This is the opportunity they were looking for, but unfortunately the Ace gets taken care of, gets finished. The Fuser lost on the floor, 1 versus 2, and Abayuki getting the final kill onto Tom. It's CrownZero winning this map with a 5-7 score, and therefore winning the match with a 1-2 score.
That's such an unfortunate match, but it's such a great match in the end as well. You could see that Solaire almost had it. He almost had the kill on the bandit, but you know, goos, FNATs, things that just waste time. They really put a wrench in the works, and with 1 man down, it's just. Yeah, it's heartbreaking to see, but it was very well played from both teams. Very wonderful match, and can't wait to see what the teams give us for the next few matches they have to play.
Yeah, the bandit kill onto the Ace, that was a crucial moment there for the side of CrownZero. That really saved them. Because if the Ace was allowed to make it into the bomb side, then things could have ended very, very differently. So beautiful play there from the side of CrownZero, and a very beautiful match. In a way, very unfortunate and anticlimactic that one member of CrownZero, of Solaire Ghost Army, was unfortunately not there for the majority of this last map. Because then things could have ended even more in the favor of Ghost Army. Because they did put up a good fight, even with 4 players. But in the end, CrownZero is the victor. And in the end, what does it mean? I was about to say, what does this mean for the standings? I mean, not too much. I mean, CrownZero will go to the upper side of the bracket, basically. Or I mean, like the 1-0, the high round of round 2, where then Ghost Army, Solaire will go to the lower. For both teams, it doesn't mean too much yet, because they're not eliminated, they're not qualified yet. They still need to play at least 2 to 3 more matches, and from there they will eventually end up in the bracket or not, depending on how they play. But yeah, beautiful match.
Yeah, if CrownZero keeps up the way they play and just polish out the edges, the over aggression and the farming kills when all they need to do is actually hold position and keep calm. They can go from what looks like a ranked hero 5 stack to an actual decent contender in the league.
Yeah, and earlier in the preparation in the first bit of the last round, you were already talking a little about Penta, one of the teams you also casted. Well, that actually brings me to the next topic, which is the match of tomorrow, which involves Penta. Tomorrow, we're going to have Entropy Gaming versus Penta, which is going to be the final match of this week, the fourth match of the first round of the Swiss stage. And well, that's going to be the one for tomorrow. And then we have 4 more round 1 matches next week. So that means we'll be back tomorrow with yet another BO3 matchup, which I believe is going to be casted by, I believe it's going to be for Bob, who's going to be there tomorrow together potentially with me or someone else. But yeah, here we can actually see the visual.
It looks like
Entropy
Bob.
Gaming versus Penta Club. That's the final match of this week tomorrow. So for now, I think it's a good moment to say goodbye to all our viewers. Thank them for watching. We had a beautiful stream today, beautiful match. Also, thank you for the players for bringing us the match to you, but also to you, Odium, for your very first appearance on ESA Cup. It was a pleasure to guest with you, and I hope to see more of you in the future.
We'll see. Maybe.
Okay. Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, for now, everyone, have a very good evening. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you tomorrow.